shit, you missed him.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Josh.
I have hidden the truck exit.
What the fuck?
Is that clear? Sorry.
Got it.
Okay, just
I'm
make
still
sure...
confused of why if we have 2 MTLBs, why would we load some of the people into a transport that if there was a crows looking down towards us, it'd be much more deadly to the transport than it would to an MTLB.
Yeah.
Especially if they saw it was full.
Yeah, the reason for that is the transport is faster than an MTLB. So if you do start to get hit by any weapon system in a transport, if you can pull out, go ahead and do that. If you cannot, everyone will dismount and just go prone. That will leave the MTLBs to engage the threat. I would prefer to not have both squads in the MTLBs just because you're sitting ducks. With a crow system, you're basically gonna kill at least one MTLB before it takes you down. So if it's a crows or a heavy gun or 2 lats, they can probably take you out before you dismount all your guys from the MTLB. So it's just so that you guys survive a bit longer if you do get hit. So yeah, just make sure you have those transports behind the MTLBs or in a cover, like if he's coming up this
Shit, we get some Pete and Pony.
Couch if you overload.
Terminator with us, B. It's like top versus bottom on the tab.
Alright, let's have a pretty fire team.
Top 4, bottom 4.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I have extra magnets in Chappie's plate carrier for him.
Oh no, it's also one of those things where...
I can't.
Hi, kid. Hi, kid.
Hello. Hello.
Let's kick this off, shall we?
Pony, we should have a full server. We're just having technical difficulties.
Alright, so there's a couple people with technical difficulties to fill them in when they get here, but in the meantime, we're going to do platoon brief.
Copy that.
Now, as you may or may not be aware, Russian forces with overwhelming armored superiority have arrived at this area. As you can see, there are many enemy MTLB armored vehicles that will be advancing towards this location. We are all that is left between them and the glorious US of A and good old Mom and Apple Pie. So, we're going to be making a stand right here at this crossroads, bunning down all of those goddamn Putin warship bastards as they come in. What we're going to do, in terms of the squads, is... Squad 1 is going to be positioned right here on this rock face. Squad 2 will be positioned at this rock face. Squad 3 will be constructing a last line of defense here at the FOB with command. Squad 4 will be taking a LAT team right over at storage site. They got a Humvee. They can help us out with that a little bit, but we're mostly on our own up here. And they're going to go and hide themselves probably way off over here on the far side of the map, maybe even way up in Central Novo, and they're going to wait. When the Russians arrive at this location, we're going to meet them with overwhelming kind of defenses, right? They're going to have tons of MTLBs, lots of those nasty 12.5 millimeter cannons. We're going to have sandbags, we're going to have Heskos, we're going to have heavy machine guns. There's going to be nowhere for them to get at us inside of our fortresses. We're going to pour our lat upon them and probably destroy an MTLB or two, while the Humvee flanks and eliminates the rest of their forces. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Sir,
Command
yes, sir.
will run logistics, so we don't. None of the rest of you need to worry about that. All right. So let's break them out. I'm gonna go get the logi dumps done, and we're gonna get ready for live.
I'll do the other dump with you.
We don't take no L's, boys. We don't take no L's.
That's a nail.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Squad Ops. This time, Operation Metal Monsters for your spooky Halloween Op Fest.
So just keep
I don't know what to
track
call
of
it.
Yeah. See if
Scary
it works
Ops.
out. It's our first
This one's going to feature these
Only because I noticed
scary,
that
not tanks, MTLBs.
They're jiggling because
I'm Tedish. I'll be your commentator for the night, for the evening for this op. If you're new to us, this is Squad Ops. Check us out at squadops.gg. Fantastic website. We run one life scenarios here. What do we got? Just about, no, absolutely full op tonight. We got a full server here, plenty on the wait list. One life scenario. So you come in, you do your thing, you die, and then you get to watch from above, which sometimes might be more fun than actually playing in it because you get to see exactly what happened to you and what everyone else is doing. But let's see. So you guys heard the briefing on the U.S. side here. Looks like the Russians are starting to get their stuff together. Dermo has the most hilarious laugh. You can pick him out from a mile away. Anyways, the Russians should be doing their brief soon. But let's go over the op real quick before they do. This is kind of, it's not a complicated op, but it's got a couple moving parts in it. So here's a little overlay. So the assets for the teams are a little bit complicated, but not too bad. So basic squads for the US get 2 AR, 2 LATs, 1 medic. Russia are similar, except they get the 1 GL added in there. The US are on defense on this one. So they have 2 Logi trucks, 2 transport trucks, 2 open top Humvees, and 1 Crow Humvee. They also have an AT team, an anti-tank team, which we'll go into in a second. Russia have 5, count them, 5 MTLBs and 2 transport trucks, hence the metal monsters, right? We go to the second page here. It'll show you the map of what's going on. So US is on defense. They get to pick where they're starting out in those 4 squares in the northeast. The Russia start at main, and then the US also get to start that anti-tank team down in the southwest in what is that? The foundry down there, whatever, the factory. So okay, so too much to talk about too quickly. So if you noticed on those 4 different start locations, there were Logi trucks embedded in those, in some of them. So if they start in the one in Kilo 2 up here, they get 1 Logi dump that's pre-dumped before the game starts. The same H4, which is in this area in here. In I-7, India 7, which is in this area here, which looks like that might be where they actually picked, they get 2 dumps. And in Lima 7 over here, they get 0. That's based on the location where it is and the tactical advantages and the distance from the home base, because they also get to run Logi as long as they can, right? So their AT team and the tank team starts over here in the storage site, and that is that 1 Crow's Humvee loaded up with a squad leader, 2 LATs, and a medic. So that's quite a bit of firepower. They can definitely punch out, you know, if they catch the drop on one of these MTLBs. The interesting thing is there are 5 MTLBs. That's a lot of firepower coming down. They're not the BTR 80s or anything like that, and they do have their major downfalls being is that they're slow and extremely loud. So you hear them coming from a mile away, like literally a mile away. So you can't sneak up on them, but with 5 of them, we'll see. This is a new op. This is the first time it's been run. We've tested it a few times with, you know, mixed results on either side. So it's going to come down to execution and tactics here. So sounds like the Russians are just about ready to brief here. They're pulling them all in. And we'll see what their plan of attack is.
I'll get one from someone else.
I'm so excited for you. I don't even know why. Disneyland makes me so happy.
Thanks for joining us here, guys. Coming in from Twitter, coming in from what's that other one? That U site, some YouTube. It's a small site. You know, buy stock in it. It might do well. Couple others. If you got any questions, go ahead and throw them up in the chat. I'll do my best to catch them. Penn might be able to help me there too. And then, yeah, we'll try to answer any questions people have got. But if I miss it, I apologize. There's 1,000 things going on. Paying attention to the stream, paying attention to Penn telling me where the best shots are. Trying to catch all the action here. Mixer, that's another one. Did I say Twitter? We also have a Twitter feed, Triton. Probably not broadcasting though.
We get it.
Are these guys? I thought they were getting together. Okay, here we go. Now they're all grouping up on the north side. So Satan is the command for the Russians on this one. He'll be delivering the brief here shortly.
Your best at.
Man, you're eating too many cookies.
I don't eat enough cookies. Fuck you.
Yeah, go get it.
Tactical
We'll
blob.
wait till everyone else is here.
I'm stuck.
Miyamoto's a bit lost.
The fuck kind of line is this? Guy?
Look exactly the same. I'm stuck.
Are there any black
All
people?
right, clear comms. Listen up, everybody. Go ahead and press enter. Open your map. So we have a wide area to cover. We are looking for clear comms. We are looking for the U.S. COP, which they will have 2 squads in that position, and then a AT team, which we have to look for as well, and an enemy convoy. So how we're going to do this is we're going to have Squad 2 and Squad 3 mounted up in their own MTLBs and a transport truck moving to India 3. I'll mark that as a friendly fob location there. You guys are going to be staying north. There is a ditch and tree line which you can use to pull onto that location without being seen. Everyone take note though, the MTLB is the loudest vehicle in the game, so don't expect to reach your location all sneaky. Like, they're gonna know where you're at, so just expect contact if you reach and hold down a location. So 2 and 3 are gonna hold on that location. Their squad leads are gonna scout out either the location on Kilo 2, I'll mark that, or Hotel 4, which are 2 COP locations that they might use. Those are the 2 locations in the north. So that leaves Squad 1, Squad 4, and myself. We are going to be taking 3 MTLBs and 1 transport truck down the D line towards storage site to look for the enemy AT team, marked by the enemy Humvee mark on storage. They're going to be at a fire team strength of 2 lats and a Crow's Humvee, so that vehicle is able to take out at least 1 MTLB before we destroy it. So make sure that the front MTLB is unmanned except for a gunner driver. The other squads will be either mounted up in another MTLB or in a transport truck. I'm gonna be down there on storage, as I said, with you guys. So as soon as we clear out those 2 locations, India 3 storage site, then we're gonna, if the COP is not in the north, we're gonna have to check India 7 and then Lima 7. So it's just really up to where they've placed it. If we get a lucky draw, it's either gonna be on Hotel 4 or on Kilo 2, where we can maneuver and hit them together. But if we do spot enemy contacts in the north, 2 and 3 are gonna hold their location and wait for the other squads and myself to reach them and reinforce. So that is the plan. It's really we're gonna have to play by ear depending on whichever location they position themselves on. One other note: the 2 squads and myself down in the south are gonna have to deal with the enemy convoy if we do find it coming up from U.S. Maine. They do have the chance to resupply their fob in whichever location it is after live, so watch out for 2 Humvees open top and 2 logistics trucks. Does anyone have any questions? No questions. One word of note: there are 4 MTLBs that have been spawned into this map. They are fact neutral, so that means if everyone dismounts from that vehicle, it will appear on the map as a neutral vehicle. So the enemy team will see exactly where the MTLB is. Also, enemy players can jump into that vehicle and use it against you. So if you have been picked as a gunner or driver, you are not allowed to dismount that vehicle. Okay.
Can we have a motivational speech?
Share a motivational speech.
Sorry, so if we get 2 hits from the MTLB, just turn off the engine and stay inside?
Depending on how heavy the contact is, if you get hit by 2 lats and you're in an open field, switch off the engine if you want to, but dismount. Everyone get out of that vehicle.
Roger.
Except the driver.
You're going down the ship.
Everyone.
I'd say if it's about to blow up, yeah, just dismount that bitch before you kill 8 people.
Yeah. Yeah. If need be, gunner driver can dismount too if it's going to go down in flames. It really doesn't matter if I don't want to lose a driver or another guy if I'm definitely going to lose an MTLB.
Copy that.
Just kind of an observation, since vehicles are limited to crossing bridges and waterways, does that mean that they're probably limited to the India 7, Lima 9 bridges, as well as the Mike line all the way to the east, in terms of resupplying their FOB?
They are, yes. On this map, they don't really have to worry about that. The only waterway they really have is on India 6, but they will use the roads. And any bridges, but yeah, there's not many waterways that they have to really deal with. That's not really a situational obstacle they have to work with on this map.
Copy.
All right, so motivational speech. Oh, Delta, you got something?
All right. Are we clear to engage any vehicles that we see, like any enemy vehicles?
That's really up to what you see. I'm gonna leave it to the squad lead's discretion. If they do see the enemy convoy, we have 2 logistics trucks and 2 Humvees, I'll say open fire if I do see that. If I see a AT team, I'll say open fire. But if I see a COP, if you guys see a COP, hold fire for that. Just get into position before hitting it. So
Copy that.
Yeah, just allow first year SL. He'll tell me, and I'll give the all clear or tell him hold fire. All right. So some of you guys want a motivational speech. We are in this area to defend our homeland. The U.S. have placed disgusting capitalist COPs in our beautiful country here. So I'm going to have you guys take at least 10 enemy heads from that COP. Take their heads and make me proud. I'm not really good at motivational speeches.
They're planning on building a Walmart there. We gotta stop them.
On 3, I want to hear you guys say Mother Russia. On
Right
3,
there.
ready? Mother Russia. On 3,
A little group cheer action going on here. So it should be an interesting plan. I feel like there's 2 ways to do it, and he's chosen the second way. One way would be have all 5 MTLBs in one squad, and the second way would be to distribute them evenly amongst the squads. They both have their benefits. We'll see how this one goes. Let's see, I saw a couple questions in there. 21 Pharaoh, CS asking, how do you get into this? How do you register for one of these ops? Well, I'm going to tell you, you go to the squadops.gg website, check it out. There's one thing you need to do before you get into one of these ops. On the first Wednesday of every month, we have an open op. But other than that, all the rest of the ops, which are on Wednesday nights, like right now, or there's 2 ops on Saturdays, you need to go through our basic training first. SOTT, basic training. It just gets everyone on the same page and makes sure everyone's kind of mature enough to, perform in one of these one life events that we do. It's a good time. Takes about 45 minutes. Pretty easy. There's nothing terribly complicated. It'll be a review for a lot of experienced gamers, but really it's just making sure that everyone's on the same page, same lingo, good communication skills, all that good stuff. So that's how you get into it. Squadops.gg. Check it out. Calendar there kind of lays out everything that's coming up, and a bunch of good readmes and stuff. Not that anyone ever reads the readmes, but they should. But yeah, so gaming, creating, asking what time does this end? So that depends on how long the op actually goes. Generally, ops will run for 45 minutes to an hour. It depends, on the scenario and what's going on. Sometimes it can get down to some really intense cat and mouse 2v2, 3v3 situations. Sometimes it's a landslide, Excuse me. Yeah, it just depends. So we'll see. But usually 45 minutes to an hour.
Because we'll be following that.
All right, and the Russians are all mounted up.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one other MTLB. I'm hearing the staff.
And it looks like, based on my map, the US team have decided to embed in this India 7 location. Let's fly over there. And we can throw the overlay up again real quick and go over conditions. All right, here's the US base.
So we're gonna wait for. Okay, wait. Hold up the southern section. Hold up the transport.
Dude, oh fuck.
So this is the India 7. India 7 base they've chosen. It's forested, and they've already thrown up. Oops, so got some fisheye going on here. Change that fob back down. All right.
Oh my god. You guys, we lost the MTLB and I went to save it and the Logi flipped.
What?
We have to log the transport. Oh motherfucker.
Wow. All right. So it looks like we're.
Wait, what?
Are we live? Did I miss the live call? Looks like we're live based on the movement of those MTLBs. Looks like the Russians might have lost their Logi truck. But anyways. That is a rough way to start.
I think we lost our MTLB and transport.
Brutal. So they lost a transport and an MTLB somehow. That'll slow the Russians down a little bit, give the U.S. a little bit more time to get some more sandbags up.
Is that squad 3 trying to mount up the other MTLB? And
Here comes the first American convoy in, dumping more supplies.
use that transport truck.
Okay. Which MTLB are we mounting up in?
Looks like they're holding that Crows team back.
SWAT 3s? Okay. Or SWAT 2s, okay.
Waiting for contact, and then they might be going in on a flank with that. I'm assuming that's the Crows team. Sounds like a little negligent discharge over here.
If 2 TLB's full, then use Odessa's transport truck.
We got some sandbags going on over here.
Alright, 4, just hold here, just get a good location.
And this wooded area is actually... I kind of like it against the vehicles, because they have good range, but they're not going to be able to get up close in here to actually rip the guys out. They can provide good cover fire and suppression, but with all these trees, this position isn't as bad
I'm good to go. All my guys are mounted up.
as it was made out to be. Double wall sandbags going up all over the place.
If you guys hold MTLB, make sure engine off.
150 cal in that position. Looks like we got another one. I think they can build up to 450 cals. Second one, facing east.
Sorry about that, guys. I tried to save that. I tried to save the MTLB and I ended up fucking.
More sandbag bunkers. If you're familiar with our ops, this is the same area that Coyote Ridge is on, which is one of the, my opinion, one of the better infantry ops. It's just intense forest combat, tree to tree.
I think your ban got extended to all vehicles.
Dude, it's gonna be a highlight though. I wasn't the one who got the MTLB stuck.
So you guys are all good in the north there, moving to India 3 now, yeah?
Oh, it looks like they got the they got them free. No?
Alright,
we'll wait for...
I see them moving.
Copy. We'll wait for one, and then we'll group up here.
Oh, the ones just east of Maine are the ones that are screwed. Yep. So they have one flank into the north, and it looks like 3 down south, maybe 4. There's one. 1, 2, 3 down here. And a 4th up north. 5 flipped.
All right.
That accounts for everything.
MTLB's with me in the south. If you see an enemy Humvee, you're free to engage.
Server error driving the truck here.
Yeah, let's continue our south.
Up on that northern flank. Interesting, in the middle here,
I'll do it. You guys.
the U.S. have a pair of bridge trolls here. A pair of LAT bridge trolls. Waiting for the MTLBs to cross this bridge, which is a little ambiguous. There is a rule that the MTLBs on this op need to cross bridges and can't cross water, but there's no water in this dried river, so I don't think they're obligated to cross this bridge, even though it is a logical place for them to do it because they're not going to flip over, as we've already seen is the case. can be the case. The only water I know of on this map that's significant enough that would warrant not driving across it is the lake to the northeast of the U.S. spawn, kind of up in this area. So the U.S. can kind of assume that they've got a little bit of a wall that they don't have to worry about over there.
Squad 1, MTLB, move east and hold there.
East of storage?
East of my MTLB.
Copy.
Let's go check out these MTLBs over here a little bit closer. If I can get over there.
Copy that.
Here we go. Here's our metal monsters right here. So loud. They're so loud. Can't even hear myself think over these things. So here we have our MTLB with, you know, nice and slow. Nice and slow, right? Great offense, great defense. Capacity of over a squad, right? You could have full squad in here plus a fire team, 13. And it's got that 14.5 millimeter KPVT heavy machine gun on here. So very versatile weapon. But I believe it's kind of known as trash in normal squad because it's so loud and so slow. And it's such an RPG magnet. They just get taken out fairly easily. But with 5 of them, or 4 of them, I guess, now, we'll see what they can do. They still got all 3 together.
Copy, how about Hotel 4?
Looking now.
Oh, it looks like they're dismounting some troops over there. The Russians are dismounting west of storage site. Looks like they might be sweeping through there to see if the LAT team is still in there.
Initially, I don't see anything on Hotel 4. I'll keep watching both.
Russians scouting out the possible locations. Looks like from up in that bridge in the north, in India 3, they can see the Kilo 2 location, and also they've got good eyes on the Hotel 4 location. So yeah, this squad up here scouting out their home base, and also the Hotel 4.
We are gonna be pulling southwest and then cutting through Central Novo, just to the south of Central Novo. So mount up in your MTLB 4 and pull out west to me, and then we'll mount up and pull out south towards south of Central Novo.
Copy.
So here we found the Crow's Humvee. The U.S. has got it parked out in Central Novo here, using those high walls to great effect here. So this is our Crow's Humvee. Good offense, good defense, nice and speedy, not too loud. It's got that Crow's system on top with its magnification, which is probably its best weapon in this. So, great asset to have, although a little bit outgunned on this one. Definitely going to need to use the element of surprise, hit and run. Know where they are, hit them in the back, and then disappear before they get their guns on you, because this thing will definitely get chewed up if it comes into a head-on engagement. But you throw a pair of lats in there, and that can be probably a 3-second kill. 2 lats fire off, 15-20 rounds, that thing will blow up an MTLB, no problem.
Yeah, it's quiet here.
Copy.
And they're scouting it out.
I'm gonna have you both mount up in your MTLB and transfer truck and push on to the make sure that's clear. Stay on the side.
Satan leading the convoy here in the MTLB. He is command. I guess we can go over commanders and squad leaders real quick. They are definitely key here in all of our ops. Can't have a good op without good leadership. So for the Russians, which we are following, they're going to be blue through my eyes. We've got command as Satan, and then we've got Nasty Nate, Server Error 404, Silent Death, and Odessa as the squad leads. And then for the US on defense, we've got who's command over there? And why are they not in their own squad? Interesting. That's a first. Did we catch who command was on the US?
There is a trench on. It's basically to your
Anyways, it could be shadowed possibly, but anyways, squad leaders looking like Best Pony, Sightless, LaRue, Expit, and Shadowed Ritual. So everyone's experienced squad leads. We don't just let anybody in the squad lead. You've got to be either staff or what's known as a regular. And we're soon implementing small unit leadership course that you're going to need to take before you are a candidate for being a squad lead. And we got that column just going back and forth, resupplying the position, but it looks like the MTLBs are sneaking.
Say again, too?
Slowly slithering their way around to cut off the U.S. supply column. 2 is just up there waiting.
On some vehicles.
Sounds like the Russians just saw the vehicles.
Copy that.
Those are so loud I can't even be around them. I can't hear comms.
My MTLB. See if we can hit this main road to east.
Look like 4 Vics.
Yeah, they call out 4 Vics, which is 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's accurate. 2 Humvees and 2 Lodgies.
If we wait here, we'll be able to take them out if they come back.
Here we go.
Yeah, mind you, just watch where they
Oh,
go.
maybe I think Best Pony's in command for the U.S. Which is interesting because he's running a full squad. Maybe that's the logistics convoy?
So 2 and 3, you can hold there, just watch where they go.
If we see them, we're gonna have the MTLB open up.
Alright, we should have some contact here. These vehicles. MTLB is going to be clashing with the U.S. convoy here.
Contact to our east.
Although I would say the U.S. team can just barely hear them. That scout team. Let's see if they can... There, they'll be crossing the road here shortly. It sounds like the U.S. is calling out the tracked vehicles on the south. There's definitely seeing them drive by. And they've opening up. It's probably premature. That column just flies by.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be the last convoy the U.S. sends down that main road. They might swoop all the way around.
I guess that's it for the lodging runs. Yeah, but this is a 10,000
Calling out
supply
probably
fob.
the India 7
Should be
location
okay.
here, which is correct.
Hey, Remick, you might want to get down.
So we have this 2-man element in Central Novo.
Command, we've got MTLB fire
is this?
far north. Like, we're talking like H3 far north.
Red Peril and Torched. We'll hopefully try to just hide in here.
Yeah, we got an MTLB to the north also.
That is a lat.
H3, fine from the bridge.
A pair of lats? That's a pair of lats. Server error crossing that bridge in the north. Looks like Russians are mobilizing that third squad element, seeing if they can flank around. The U.S. have sequestered all of their vehicles over on this Juliet 8-9 location, the base of this hill. I guess they're going to try to get one more run in here, but sneak it through the woods.
1 and 4, let me know when you're set, and you can push into Central Novo.
This convoy is those 2 open-top Humvees and 2 Lodgies.
Squad 1 is set, pushing in.
Copy.
And they should be able to sneak around no problem, as long as they do it fast. Looking at the map.
There's a Humvee east side of Central.
Ooh, let's get back in there. Looks like we're gonna have some potentially some action in here. That two-man element in Novo is gonna be real close.
Don't push up too hard.
And that Crows is gonna come into contact with that MTLB here. Yep, there we go. He should be able to get that kill, no problem. MTLB was firing back into the blind. One down. Boom. This fence here. That's brutal. Good luck seeing that. Look at that. Oof, great positioning. Those high walls. Let's see how good the Russians are at clearing house to house, because they don't know it, but they are within spitting distance of these two guys.
I want you to pull through lower Petrivka. So use
Oh.
the buildings on Hotel 4. Use your vehicles through towards lower Petrivka.
You said 3, where we pulled into? Sorry, there was a lot of noise at the MTLB.
Yeah, cease
How did he get wounded?
Mount up on both your vehicles and pull through Petrivka. Get set up in lower Petrivka.
You mean 2 and 3? 3 only has the one vehicle.
Drops one. One left over here.
Yeah.
Hoping for that bullet penetration through those light fences.
West.
This is Nasty Nate squad.
You got one guy running away.
1-4. Can I get a sit rep?
4 is engaging in infantry towards our
So we
west.
still got that Crows over here.
Copy. Just get hold down in a good location. Squad 1, keep clearing north.
The Russians do have plenty of lats in their arsenal here, so this Crows is definitely not impervious. Good positioning will keep it alive. Ooh, Crows drops one.
Humvee sounds like snoring.
Copy.
My AT is eyes on the Humvee.
Alright, if you can get kills, hit with that.
Who is this? Sightless.
Sir, are you good?
Sneaking up behind him. This Crow is about to get flanked.
Okay.
Maybe. Does he see him? There we go. Now he sees him.
1 and 4, just
Right?
take it slow.
Right? Can you see that?
Squad 4 is
Yeah,
only
should have been
4
able
strong.
to.
We have the Humvee, the Crows Humvee pinning us down.
Where is it?
It looks like it's northeast of our position, or more east, I guess.
He's got that fence behind him, protecting him from RPGs. That's brutal. Unintentional RPG fence. I love it.
Yeah, it was holding that road, that central freeway, and it took out our MTLB, and then it took out one of our other guys.
Cop.
That was wise not to engage the infantry that was... Oh, Crows mows down another. Silverman, one of our cameras. This high brick fence is just killing them. Brick fence, brick wall.
Use your MTLB to try and peek that
This one Crows is holding off the entire southern flank.
MTLB's gone.
Okay, copy, that's 1. Just make sure your lats are...
Crows is feeling the heat. He knows they're creeping in on him, so he's bailing. Oh, good hit! Wow. From the roof. That was an excellent shot. So that hit is permanent. There is no repairing.
One hit on the
Catches the squad in the open.
Just 2 hits, don't be down.
That was definitely not a hit. Russian team called out that's 2 hits, Humvee down, but that shot was about 400 meters short. Now he's picked another fence to just peek over the top of and look down this road. Excellent gunning here by this Crows. Meanwhile, Back at the main base. Sounds like we've got some long distance sparring going on here.
We got eyes on their HMG.
And look at this sandbag fortress.
Just hold a good location. We're waiting on 2 and 3.
We got barbed wire, we've got machine guns, we've got double high sandbags, we've got grenade traps. We've even got Hescos up to fill the gaps. The only thing they don't have is infinite ammo. So they can get resupplied for those machine gun emplacements, but that Humvee can run out. Because on this op, there's no vehicle resupply. They could be building a mortar if they wanted to.
You're actually going to be pushing into Hotel 7.
And really, why wouldn't you want to build a mortar? I mean, there's really no position where a mortar is a bad idea. Okay, I'm just saying that because I fucking love mortars. I think they're the most cinematic thing in this game right now. Put those effects on ultra high. Oh man, so gorgeous, especially when you're watching in spectator mode.
6, Golf 7, keypad 6.
Wait, so Golf 7 you want me to push to, or Hotel 7?
2 is going to go to Golf 7.
Juliet 9, key 4. Copy. Juliet 9, 4. Understood, that would make sense.
Unless that's a blown up MTLB.
I expect calling out some possible contact there.
All right, guys.
I don't think there's anything over there where he thinks there is, though.
It's Juliet 9-4. It's just sitting there. I don't know if it's a blown up or not. I didn't see it before when they.
The only thing I would do extra on these is add double layers on some of these sandbags, because those MTLBs will penetrate one layer of sandbags. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but it's enough. But if you build that second layer of sandbags, you're impervious. Oh, this one has them.
So 2, getting the MTLB and move to the west first.
Granted, you can blow up sandbags now, not with machine gun fire, but
3 to go first. Okay, you copy that?
Is that Crow's still posted up over here? Crow's is still posted up.
It wasn't one times enemy lat. It's probably part of the that strike team.
Hyper sees some sandbags in there. Alex, sounds like the Russians are zeroing in on exactly where the U.S. base is.
I'm about to take somebody out. He's just chilling on top of a rock.
Do it.
One MTLB firing in on that. We got a machine gun bunker and a Humvee firing in on that MTLB, getting good hits on it.
I can return fire. We need to get closer for you.
Yeah, they're getting out of there, power sliding out, disappearing into the woods. At that distance, it's tough to see what's going on. Of course, we get to see these overlays, but they don't. So all these machine gunners see is woods. And occasionally tracer fire coming out of the woods. Let's see if we can even spot the MTLB from here with our extreme zoom vision. I know it's over there somewhere.
4, you up?
Some infantry. Got nothing on it.
We're just holding. We're
Should
only
be right
4 strong. Have,
in there.
Now.
Copy.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want it?
So the MG, I have a grid for the enemy MGs. If you guys are, let me get it real quick. What's the grid again? I'm looking at it.
We're calling him out with his binos. That is one of the massive and very important roles of squad leaders, is using that glass to find out where enemies are. Individual infantry or entire squad, doesn't matter.
So,
because if no one has optics, and we don't allow people to have optics on these, so no riflemen with ACOGs, no marksmen. The squad leaders with glass are so key on scouting.
When I do, I'll just have you like somewhat move out into open more. So
but in general, so it looks like the U.S. is kind of getting sandwiched here.
I got you.
The question's going to be is, do the Russians have enough force to clamp down on both sides? I feel like they can't get anywhere close with their vehicles at this point. This has got to be an infantry operation with vehicles covering. Especially they're down 2 out of 5. Of course, the U.S. only thinks they're down 1, but we know that they're down 2 out of 5 MTLBs. So they've only got 3 heavy guns to cover. The U.S. has, what, 3, 4, depending on the direction that the Russians are going to come in on. And plenty of lats left. I know they've lost 2 or 3 infantry lats, but with 2 per squad, that's 8, plus the extra 2 from the anti-tank team, that's 10 lats.
Like right here to our north?
Kind of a lull right now.
Yeah, you see this crossroad out of 006?
Plenty of chatter going on, but it feels like the Russians can't figure out how they want to crack this nut. Googler, this game has been going on for, I would say, what, 20, 25 minutes so far?
3's on the fucking east, so just stay on the west side.
We've had 8 casualties on the Russian side, 1 on the U.S.
We're going to Gulf 7, keep head 6. Somewhere like that road next to storage,
But the major losses on the Russian side have been those 2 MTLBs. 1 to, we'll call it mechanical failure. You know, those Russian machines, they're not super reliable. And then 1 to enemy fire, So far, that Crow's Gunner's got my MVP of the game here. That positioning. Might be the squad leader calling it out, but...
Hey, is your MTLBD gonna
U.S. have this phalanx of sandbag bunkers and just set on these rocks here. The only thing I don't like about these positions that this U.S. squad is taking here is, say they do get pinned down. Say they lose their fire superiority and they actually get pinned down. Where can they retreat to? Absolutely nowhere, right? They have to get lucky. They have to deploy all their smokes and then run backwards up a hill with no cover. So while they're in great cover where they are, I personally would be very antsy if my squad lead ordered me to be in one of these positions. Unless you know you've got a huge team behind you and you're not going to lose fire superiority, this is a tenuous spot on this particular ridge. The one behind it is great.
Copy. Doing that now.
And checking out the map, it looks like that Crows is flanking around behind the Russians now. Doing a wide flank through their base. Trying to catch... That's a kind of a risky move. That Crows can't survive very well on its own. If it's got really good positioning, it does great. But in an open field, if it gets caught moving, better keep that speed up. We'll see how it does.
This is confirmation that MTLB at main is moving southwest, northwest.
It's moving east with you guys.
What's moving east?
Got a ritual seeing server error here.
Copy. We got an MTB north of my scout
spotting the squad down
we
here.
got a north.
Keep it 360 on Gulf 7, keep at 6. just stay in that location, stay in cover.
So we're not allowed to cross. I know in normal squad you can cross that lake. No problem. Well, you know, if anyone's looking at you, you're screwed if you're crossing that lake. But there's actually nothing stopping you from doing it. But we impose some restrictions, and one of them on this map is going to be can't cross rivers, can't cross water. So this U.S. defensive team knows that they can't come straight across that, although there's plenty of cover to go around it and get into the woods on their east side, or even straight up the middle. But they do have a nice open field. This is it's a good kill field in front of them. It's just, man, just don't lose that fire superiority. If the Russians could get mortars, yeah. Whew.
Your MTLB location is good. What we're gonna do is 4, if you can, pull south back to 1, and then link up with the
Shadowed calling them out to the northeast. It's just that
in cover to 1.
What the remainder of a squad here coming up through those woods.
All right, guys, stay in some tree cover.
From their perspective, they're coming up on the edge here. They're gonna see all those sandbags. Yeah, he's got his glass out. He should be able to see. See if we can't get a slight peek of what he's gonna see here. If he can stand still for a minute. This is always dangerous, being first and running up without a weapon. I'm definitely guilty of it. Because he's about to enter the kill zone of the U.S. like right now.
We're about 150 from you.
Oh, buddy.
Where we're at now, I just got a quick there might be some closer.
Sandbags? You might want to stop. Or at least look at them. Come on, server. Holy shit. Holy... The Russians have got to be like, excuse the U.S. have got to be like, there's a drunk Russian wandering towards us. Should we shoot at him?
Eyes on. Contact close, north.
He's got a good zigzag dodge pattern going on. He's being very erratic. There we go.
Contact. Get to the trench. Get to the trench.
J. Remick lighting him up. He takes one in the shoulder. That vodka, man. Woo. That's how to lead from the front right there. Maybe how not to. Now they're in a ditch. Thurman Merman with that RPG. Maybe not the best choice of weapons. Get that frag round out.
I'm gonna...
Get those overlays back on so we can see where everybody is. Hopefully these guys realize they just ran into the entire American team and they're not actually going to try to push across this field. Smoke's good. This is a good distraction.
Yeah, just one. That'll be more than sufficient.
And then, actually, I think that's exactly what's happening here.
I'm gonna bring up my
These guys are distracting. And the rest of the Russian teams get hit from the west and the south.
I need you moving up to me. Get to my position.
Speaking of, looks like those bridge trolls. These bridge trolls over here that we saw are pretty close here. They might have seen one cross. Oh yeah, he's got one lined up right here. This is some discipline. Who's that? Volka. You don't know how close you are to dead, Volka. Just don't look right. As soon as you look right, you're dead. Ooh, and they can hear that MTLB.
We're still getting fire, but we have some smokes out. We're hoping we can make it over there.
That is a rough spot to be in for these two, because they know as soon as they fire, either their rifles or AT, that whole squad is going to come down on them like a ton of bricks. So they might get the rounds out. They might even kill the MTLB, but they're going to die for sure. So they might think about just chilling, letting this squad pass over, and then hitting them in the ass. Still got that Crows up in the far north for the U.S. Scouting it out, waiting for a good time to swoop in. One MTLB coming over this way to back up this squad. These guys are in such a tenuous position. If Grimble goes too far, he's gonna give them away.
If you see any cover to your northeast, try and push up.
He goes another 3 feet. Where is this MTLB? I can hear it. There it is.
Watch down the road first if you cross it.
Copy.
We're gonna try and have all squads pushing into that objective at the same time. I'm bringing.
Satan's trying to coordinate all this. Have everybody push at the same time.
You're gonna be there in the north. 2, you're gonna push in from the east. Sorry, from the west with.
I really want these bridge trolls to work out. I really want to, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna get found and just executed. They might get 1 or 2 kills, but that's my gut. What's going on, Matthias? Welcome. Glad you could join us.
Only drop smoke if it looks like you're going to be hit by enemy contact.
Is that our vehicle
like
behind
any
us?
emplacements?
No vehicles north.
Or if you're out in the open.
Enemy vehicle to our...
Yeah, Destroy Man asking why is no one using mortars here? The U.S. could build mortars on defense. The Russians do not have a logi to build any, or else it would be pretty overpowered in my opinion. They know exactly where the U.S. are, and they have all the mobility. So, but the U.S. they could build one. Pretty sure it's available in the rules. As soon as I leave these guys, they're gonna get found. So like hovering over them as their guardian angel here.
That's very true.
Woo! Ooh! So close. Just in defilade. The Russians can smell the Americans. They're looking right over here.
Perfect. Okay. If that Humvee comes at you, go ahead and use lat on it. I'm probably going to have you wait there for any vehicles moving. And wait for 2 and 1 to push in first before you move.
MTLB's moving. Are these guys switching to their lats? I wish we could hear the American chatter right here. Local voice chat. Oh man, there's one coming out of the bridge.
South, if we headed a bit west, we possibly could under the tree cover. But direct south from where we are now is a
Oh, here we go. Oh, he's not looking at him. Now he sees him. Maybe. There we go. All right, bridge trolls have been found. Maybe. None of the Russians are responding to that. Jenkins? We just lost Harry. Shut up! No one liked Harry. Keep watching your direction. What the fuck? Okay. Battlefield awareness. I'm gonna give them a D on that one for this Russian squad. Maybe one of them is looking this way. They heard those shots. There's no mistaking that. They're definitely an M4.
Squad 1's gonna be there soon. We lost a guy, but we don't know.
Okay, there we go. Silence finally saying, we lost a guy.
Somewhere, just throw smokes. So they think the whole squad's right there, not everyone, not just one person.
Crows has moved around to the west side.
Oh, that was clever.
Still a distance.
I like it.
I shot a blue out.
Oh.
Road.
Oh, wow, immune style. Walking right by them. Look at these guys.
Did we locate their COP?
Where do these guys come from? It's a whole squad! It's a whole fucking squad! Grimble and Gonzo. Fucking Solid Snake MVPing this shit. Get your cardboard box out. Get your lat out and shoot the middle of that. Like, that's 4 kills with 1 lat right there. Gonzo is sweating bullets right now. He's like, don't turn. Don't do it. Oh, good. He's turning away. Don't turn. Don't turn. Oh, buddy. Whew. Oh, wow. Wow. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, we lost squad 3, lost someone who was here. We don't know where they came from.
Oh, he got spotted. Gonzo goes down. Oh, wow. That was a pretty good spot. through all the brush? Now maybe they think he's gone. Oh no, that wasn't a confirmed kill. Blaze of glory, Grimble.
Squad 2, what is your guy engaging?
Oh, he fires the rocket, but it hits the tree in front of him, and he gets taken down. Oh. Well, that was a tense moment right there. That's know your weapon. Was he? Oh, he was shooting at the MTLB, trying to sneak it over this tree. It would have been a good shot, but unfortunately, clipping errors for the loss. Oh!
Right?
But the Humvee, the crows lighten that thing up. Crows takes it probably 80% of the way down. No one returns fire.
Yep.
Try to get up there. Working on it. How far?
Crows lighten up some infantry there. That Crows has his entire, what is this, 2 full squads pinned. And this Crows has taken 1 shot, so it's got to be careful. But at this distance, he's being wise. He's made his presence known. He's done his damage. Wounded infantry damn near took out that MTLB. He's ghosting. Good choice. Hit him from a different side.
Half my squad, about half, a little more than half, holding down.
Our AT team is fucking doing work with that Crows.
Let's see what happened to that.
It was smoking. It is hurt.
That element here. Oh, looks like they've made it under the MSR here. And this ravine. More bridge trolls. Apparently this map's all about the bridges and the trolls.
We'll probably Humvee northwest.
I'll be
hiding
listening
out.
for it. I couldn't hear it. But let's try to keep chat pretty clear so we can.
This time it's the US hiding. Excuse me, this time it's the Russians hiding, not the US. Still got his RPG out. But does he know that that's not good against infantry? Because, you should probably let him know, Rose Dragon. Get that frag round out, or your rifle. Because you're going to hear the vehicles coming, and you might want to be upright, because leaning over is... That'll give you back problems later in life.
Alright, 4. We are going to move close to the road here and hold before it.
So the teams have gotten real close to each other, but there's been no major conflicts yet. It's been all small units, a little bit of Crows peppering here and there. Crows has retreated back to its India 3 bridge location. What's with the bridges? Everything's on the bridges. This is a map with no fucking rivers and everything's on bridges.
Copy. Let's have this. Is that Odessa's Vic in the south there?
A-firm.
Have your big hold there.
Okay.
Satan's got great communication here, but he's just got a tough nut to crack. US just consolidated in the middle. A couple exceptions, but
wow.
They're just bristling with machine guns pointing in every direction.
Hey, Bravo Fire Team, move southeast.
Squad 2 be advised there. Squad 2 be advised there, directly south of your pause.
We got contact within 50 meters south here.
Oh, cancel current orders. Confirm.
50 meters south.
Yep.
Looks like we got a little Russian squad here sneaking around to the south side. It's a small element. 5 guys here. Who is this? Nasty Nate. They are nasty. It's Satan himself. Command. Command himself is down here with this fire team.
My MTLB in the south.
They've definitely spotted,
India 3,
and they've got a fire team moving up on them.
Shooting now is putting tracers on. It is 159.
That MTLB to our southeast.
Expert sees that MTLB.
It actually may be chasing the Crows.
Yeah, they're trying to hit us.
Man, this Russian fire team is in a tough spot here. They're coming up against 2 full squads that are embedded behind the sandbags here. with a flanking squad, flanking fire team coming in on their side. Looks like they've already lost one.
Commander moving with Svensko and their MTLB, correct?
Copy, yes.
Foreign commands in contact.
Oof, these poor guys. All right, yeah, they've got to find some different way to approach this. Right now, they've got a small element to the north, a small element to the south, and their main body to the west. Looks like they've got an MTLB in reserve over here to the southeast. Here, it's starting to fire now. Got good distance here. Question is... Yeah, he's got a Humvee over there and a 50 cal. 2 Humvees and a 50 cal looking his way. It's pretty scary. It is a good position up here. You can see in those trees poking around. Sees most of the. Now there's their Logi. You could probably take that out if you wanted to. Googler is asking who's winning. At this point, I would have to give it up to the U.S. That Crow's flanking around, hitting this MTLB in the ass.
Squad 1 reporting on our left.
Oof. Getting some good hits. That is some extreme range right there. MTLB is hightailing it. Hiding in the woods. The natural habitat of the MTLB. That Crow is just having great battle sense. It just knows where to be, knows where to look. It's doing so much. MTLB moving around, creating a distraction here. I'm pretty sure the U.S. can hear that.
They're watching my location, but trying to push in.
It's Satan. It's just Satan and one other guy down here. He's got a full team coming up, full squad coming up on his east side. Hopefully that MTLB can keep him at bay. At least he can get out of there, because right now, oh, that's not even Satan. Where? Oh, Satan retreated all the way back into the MTLB. Okay, good. At least command is out of there. We've got Riot Expert and V44N, who are very close to being cut off here and soon to be executed from their east. Oh, oh no! It sounds like the Crows got flipped over there. Might be able to human jacket out of there, but that's too bad.
One Humvee down.
Sightless, torched, and Boyman, giant Boyman, evacuating that Humvee.
Where's front? Where's front?
Lost another Humvee back at base, is what we're hearing. So it sounds like the Russians are finally starting to crack the nut.
Okay, I can't see him. I can't see him.
I just ran him over.
Okay, back it up. I can't see him. I can't aim down that far.
U.S. fire team on the southeast approaching on that MTLB under cover of the woods.
Negative. Alright, squad line.
All right.
Facing west.
We're getting into it here.
West. Copy.
So this Russian squad and a half kind of has a light layer of U.S. all the way around it. They got 2 guys to their north. They got 2 guys to their south and the entire U.S. team to their east. Oop, here we go. These guys are in a precarious spot. They got some cover, some concealment. But that's a heavy asset right in front of him.
There's heavy gunfire somewhere.
Oh, and this is his lat, so he's gonna put one in. I don't know why he hasn't yet. The shots don't get much easier than that, dude. Oh, he was waiting for coordination. Nice work. 2 lats go out. I love being in that position where you've got the shot lined up and you're just like, come on, dude. Get your shit together. I want to fire this.
Hey, push me out, push me out, push me out.
The Russian squad was just to their north. Saw where those shots came out.
Keep going, keep going, keep
Putting
going.
some
We're good,
suppression
we're good.
down. Another one right into the ass. That MTLB is down, so that's... Was that 3 down?
That right there, that's what I'm looking for. Stop.
Was that low?
Maybe 4? We just got the 1 left down in the south?
Yeah, I'm taking fire from the machine. It's gonna be hard to cross this road. This enemy vehicle has this road dialed in.
Great job by these 2 LATs.
Alright, let's keep walking. It's out of audio now.
We got 15 KIA on the Russian side and 8 on the US. MTLB firing in on the US position here.
Not gonna lie, I just shat myself.
I'm sure you did.
Alright, Squad 1 is losing a lot of friendly teams.
Copy.
Wait, hold on, wait, what? This US guy, who is this, Fulcrum, got himself positioned cheekily behind this MTLB. I don't know what he's waiting for. He can't do anything to it. Maybe he's just hoping someone jumps out of it and he can shoot him in the back. I wonder if he snuck up there, if the thing drove over him, more or less. Got a full squad just to his south.
That vehicle has his dialed in on the road.
Where's this vehicle at?
We're trying to get closer with this hook. He's directly east of Squad 1 across the road, behind sandbags.
Oh, so I was mistaken. The Russians have 2 MTLBs left, because we still got that one
Head fucking straight east.
just to our, southwest, and then this one here, which the US are painfully aware of its presence. Oof, pushing in, unsupported, this MTLB. This is a ballsy maneuver right here. The US have plenty of LATs left, and he is right up in their business. There it goes. I don't know who made that call, but I'd say that was a poor choice. Aotis Luke, can he open the door and stab whoever's inside? Wouldn't that be nice? Or if you can get up real close and shove a grenade in the tailpipe or something?
We have a few. You guys gonna need to smoke the road. Go ahead and smoke the road now.
I feel like the Russian assault here is, while it's getting close, man, they're losing by attrition. They just don't have the numbers to assault this position. They're gonna try to smoke the road and then get across, but they're running into a front fire team and then a full squad behind them. We still got this LAT squad hiding in these rocks.
Squad 3 advised. There is contact to your south.
So 2 and 1 drop smoke now. Let me know when it's good.
Full US squad in a line coming out. Squad 2. To join this LAT squad. Roll up the Russians from the south. 1 and more MTLB goes down to that US defense line. What was that, a open top? Yep, it's open top.
Was that vehicle?
That was a heavy gun to the
So they got 1 left?
Okay, I'm gonna drop smoke on the road south and we're gonna pull east. 3
Yeah, I feel like the Russians are just getting picked apart here. Everyone is contained in this area at this point. Got that lovely purple smoke, some blue smoke joining it.
Smoke's up. Let's try moving.
Here we go. The Russians might be trying to push across here. It's gonna get real exciting. For a couple of good luck, everybody, he says as he rushes out. Bonsai. Running straight into that sandbag line. Gets across. Who is that? V44N makes it. Odessa, prone in the road, bandaging under cover of smoke. Riot giving moral support. What are you looking at her for? Like, ugh, come on, you gotta get off the road. And then here comes the counter push for the Americans pushing across the other side of the road. Grenades going off in that sandbag bunker. Another grenade off. I love those sandbags exploding. Wounded a couple of the US. Oh, executed close range. It's a Chappie getting it done. Gets another one. Coming up close, finish it off. He gets one more. Can he get the third? Yeah, there it goes. Chappie with the quad kill right there. I think this is the last of the Russian element here. Getting surrounded. This is where spacing is important. If we look in the center of our screen here, we see pretty much a full squad, which 2 good grenades would take the entirety of them out. Always want to be careful of that. Speaking of grenades, here comes one. Gets a kill. Good grenade. Ooh, team kill there. Sneaky sniper. Whoops. Another grenade going off. That was a good lob. Gets in there, damages both those guys. More grenades. So if you can throw grenades and hit people, they can throw them back. So watch your spacing in here, guys. Still, those 3 guys, put one right in the middle of this brush, they're all gone. This is true, Tokai. They don't have a lot of hard cover elsewhere, but they do have this huge field to their side with plenty of concealment. And concealment can be just as good as cover.
Copy. Oh, well, fuck. Just tell me.
What are we down here? Down 2 here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 left.
So Jack had us kind of in the
4.
dark,
That guy just bled out right in front of us.
What's the current contact reports? I know we got contacts in the northwest. Other than that,
I'm gonna bound across along your neck.
West, Rico's position north. North across the road, direct to my west. Just be careful if you're crossing. Try and get to the rocks where I am if you can.
Alright, I'm set. Come on over, Lon.
Expert crossing the road here, trying to get dirty. Wants a piece of his action. Rico coming up.
Alright, I'm gonna bring this Humvee up to support.
Switch down.
Rico picks one up. Looking for the second. Wounds. Picks up the second. Might need a grenade though. Nope, grenade's far. What do we got? 1 left? Just 1 lonely Russian. Totally Thurman Merman. Totally circled by the US at this point. He's got his RPG out. Whoa! He gets a good hit! Can he kill the crows? Will it go up in flames? He's going for it. Oh, wow. That was vicious. That's a lot of blood right there. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a face left anymore. Wow. That is a way to end that one. Well, that was Operation Metal Monsters, one of our new ops for this month. All, I guess, spooky ops, Halloween, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, I am Tedish. That was our one round for the, that was just the first round? That was the first round. Wow. Started out a little slow, got very intense later on, so we're going to take a break, and we're going to go to round 2. I'm going to grab a quick bite to eat, and we'll be back in a couple minutes here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to SOTT Basic. I'm your instructor today, Hammering Hutch. You guys can simply just call me Hutch. When we are suppressing an enemy target, the whole intent of this is to keep the enemy's head down so an adjacent unit can maneuver onto them. During this process, we have a thing that happens automatically and organically, whether it be with buddy teams or fire teams. The whole intent is to ensure there's no lull in the gunfire, thus talking guns. Open fire. Contact front. Alpha, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. Bravo, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. All right, Bravo set. Alpha up. He sees me. I'm down. You're now in what is known as a file. You're now in what is known as a staggered column, and usually used when on patrol or when moving from one location to another where contact is imminent. And these are a few of the basic formations that we use during squad ops. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course was created to ensure Squad Ops participants share the same knowledge and understanding of the use and applications of mission-specific weapons and the basic tactics involved in their deployment. The Automatic Rifleman. The Automatic Rifleman is the foundation of a fire team and/or squad. The job of the Automatic Rifleman is to deliver a high volume of prolonged, effective suppressing fire on enemy positions to allow the maneuver of friendly units during offensive operations and the repelling of enemy attacks in defensive operations. The Grenadier, a key member of the fire team and squad. The Grenadier is first and foremost a rifleman who is capable of delivering accurate fire of both high explosive and smoke rounds on point and area targets at varying distances. One of the other added benefits of the Grenadier is to engage dead space, which is essentially an area that cannot be hit by direct fires. The Light Anti-Tank Gunner. Soldiers carrying light anti-tank weapons are, just as Grenadiers, riflemen first. They are the ideal infantry-based counter to both lightly armored and thin-skinned vehicles. At short, medium, and far distances, the rockets fired are a viable weapon against groups of infantry as well. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course, although not a requirement, is highly encouraged for Squad Ops participants to join to expand their knowledge of how to utilize the tools that are given to us within Squad.
up. Roadblock ahead. Shrek and Matt, move in to clear it.
Honestly, I bet the magic system is going to be really derpy.
Oh yeah.
Derpy.
The Mongols are invading.
Hopefully it's not as bad as Daisy.
Just look at that. Alright, go to the MTOB. We're gonna do the brief.
That's impressive.
Is the Shang Hui here correct? Alpha on me. What? What's up?
And welcome back, round 2 of Metal Monsters. This is Squad Ops. I'm Tedish here. We're gonna jump straight into the Russian brief here.
Excellent work last round. That was really great. I mean, 8,000 supply fob OP, obviously. Like, when you get that many supply points, you can really build some nice stuff. But, yeah, we held that extremely well. They just kind of crashed on us one wave at a time from different directions, and we cut them all down. And the Crow's Humvee also did work. Sightless was the greatest game of War Thunder ever played. Yeah.
Better.
So there you go. So this round, what we're going to do is we're going to take our 5 MTLBs and allocate them like this. Squad 1 gets an MTLB. Squad 2 gets an MTLB. Squad 3 gets 3 MTLBs. And then Squad 4 gets to take 2 transport trucks.
Yeah, Squad 4.
Oh. Yay, Squad 4. Alright, what we're doing is, after live, we're just going to go, like, straight up the B column. I have zero interest in, we're just gonna go like this. Actually, we'll go through, or no, I want to go through the open areas, so yeah, we're gonna go like this. Dee-dee-doo. Dee-dee-dee. Then we're gonna go, like, sit up here, and kind of, like, wait for their logistics convoy, and, you know, if they show up, kill them all. Because, yeah. Gotta get rid of them. Then if they, once we've killed the Logi convoy, we recon the points like this. So we check first point, then we check second point, then we check third point, or, the marking work. Then we check third point, and then, last but not least, we check Upper Petrivka. Well, we'll do the specifics of checking each point when we arrive at checking each point. For now, we're just going to focus on taking out the U.S. logistics convoy and not taking any casualties as the main mission. They do have that Humvee. That thing is very dangerous, so we want to keep the MTLBs kind of pretty... We want to keep the whole formation pretty close together so the MTLBs can deal with that as a wolf pack rather than as, like, individual MTLBs. That was part of their problem last round, was, like, each MTLB would engage us individually, and we would individually wreck it. And then they'd bring the next one in from another direction, and we'd just shit on that one. And so they ended up losing all 4 of their MTLBs one by one because they were never really working in tandem with one another. They were all kind of spread out. So yeah, we're going to avoid that as much as possible. We're just going to wolf pack them and keep them as like a big armored unit because that's where I think they're going to be the most effective. Yeah, any questions?
Are we getting a speech from LaRue this time?
No.
The
last time LaRue gave a speech, you lost the round. When he didn't give us to last round, not only did we win, we won while taking maybe 1/3 of the casualties of the enemy.
I don't need your
negativity
in my life.
I don't think
a speech by domination IPA and I'm drinking another
is
one
necessary
right now.
for indeed. When he commands, he can give a speech. That's generally like how it works. All right. So, yeah. Any other questions?
Which does everybody know?
One at a time. Okay.
I was gonna say, which squad will be doing scouty jobs?
which will be the whole team. We're gonna make a nice big line. Like after we kill those goddamn Humvees, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have like one MTLB per keypad.
Drive anywhere, Russian. You're darn right you will.
We're just gonna spread them out like this, right? So one MTLB every 100 meters.
Oh god,
and we're just gonna stick infantry in between the MTLBs. And we're gonna make nice big liney line and push and kill everything we see.
Oh, sounds amazing.
You guys heard it. It is. Big liney line, kill everything we see.
Liney line.
And if there's nothing there, then we mount back up in the here's how that happens, right? So if we get here, there's nothing. We mount back up in the armor, and we drive off to here. And then we dismount, we reform the line, and we push again. And if there's nothing here, well, then we mount up and we drive over to here. And we reform the line and we push again. And if there's nothing at the gas station, we drive over to the overpass, right? Then we set up, and then we go and get rid of them here. You know, it's just kind of one at a time. But first, I want to take out a logistics convoy. That's kind of my primary goal. So yeah, squad leads. Any other questions? Anything at all?
Yeah. What's
Sure.
the vehicle storage? Is that theirs?
Storage site? Yes, that's a Crow's Humvee that is theirs. That's where ours started last round too. So that's where when we're convoying out of Maine, we're gonna have to be cognizant that exists. But we're going through the Bravo column, so I don't anticipate any issues. Like we're gonna drive straight west, then we're gonna drive straight south. And if they have to send the Crow's Humvee to the edge of the map to go look for us, well then they're gonna lose a Crow's Humvee.
Very firm.
All right,
Nice big
squad leads, break
line,
him out.
kill them
Get him
all.
in the exactly.
No L's.
Jack understands my brilliant strategy. Sun Tzu himself would fucking
Alright.
my eloquence.
So that's pony strategies. Consolidate all the forces, moving a giant flank, 9-year flank around the whole map. So we'll see how that works out, considering the US have decided to base up in the Kilo Lima 2 area. That will be the last, literally the last place they check. So we'll see. We'll see if the convoy comes under fire. But it could be a tense couple minutes while everyone positions before we get some real contact here. We shall see. So out of this location, let's go over the map, the operation real quick, because it is kind of complicated. I think people probably got the gist of what was going on there, but let's run through it again real quick. So the assets per team, per squad is for the US 2 AR, 2 lat, 1 medic. For the Russians, it's similar, 2 AR, 2 lat, 1 grenadier, 1 medic. So lots of heavy assets. The US gets 2 transport, 2 Logi, 2 open top Humvee, and 1 Crows, and then that anti-tank team. The Russians get 5 MTLBs, 2 transports, right? So lots of armor in this. That AT team gets to start in storage site. So that consists of 1 Crow's Humvee, 2 lats, a squad leader, and a medic. So the US is basically on defense. They're picking 1 of 4 spots, and depending on the spot, they get more or less starting resources, but then they can run logistical convoys as often as they can. So that was Pony's plan, is to run in there and cut off the convoy as soon as possible. So their choices are, for the US, we're either up here where they've chosen in Kilo 2. They can also go Hotel 4 over in this area here, East Pachivka. India 7, which is where we saw last time, up in these woods, or Lima 7 over here in what is it, the fields out there? I'm not sure. Oh, gas station? No, the gas station's here. I'm not sure exactly what's out there, but anyways, Lima 7. If they start in India 7, they get 2 dumps. Hotel 4, they get 1 dump. Kilo 2 up here, they get 1 dump as well. If they start in Lima 7, they get nothing, and they have to rely on just their Logi dumps. So these guys have chosen the Kilo Lima, so they get 1 dump plus whatever runs they can get in. It is a long way from base. It's an extended supply route. I believe the Lodgies have to be escorted by 1 or 2 Humvees. I'm not 100% sure if that's a rule in this op. I know we've had it in the past, but it's probably wise if they do. So that's a good chunk of your team you're dedicating to that, half the squad at least. So if you have to have both Humvees, that's 4 driver gunner in both Humvees, and then 2 drivers there, so that's 6 people, 2/3 of a squad. See if we can't get over and check out any defenses have been built. Once again, this is Squad Ops. Check us out, squadops.gg. I'm Tedish, your commentator for the night. Got any questions? Throw them down in the channels. Do my best to answer them as they come. I apologize if I miss any. A lot going on here to pay attention to.
US, they flip a logic?
Something, I guess. They have a real problem with their vehicle drivers.
Looks like the US have not built any supplies yet.
Or something? Like, goddamn.
Cervera was the one who flipped the Logi last round.
Karma is off for the night here, Diego.
No.
So he commands, plays, or commentates in these, but he's not in tonight's op. My guess is he'll be around for the Saturday ops.
Oh my god, that's...
Oh, looks like the US has started building some sandbags here.
I gotta go find the video on his YouTube channel of me saying that he's banned from running logistics on all Squad Ops platforms and on like
NST gas station.
That was
This is the large gas station here. It's got like these retail shops all set up, ready to go.
Oh man.
What's with community teams not being able to drive vehicles?
Nice blue and yellow.
Man, I'm pretty sure Sightless can. Well,
and then for such a huge gas station, it has a whopping 2 pumps with 1 handle each, and a very high gallon count on the last fill up there.
It's an interesting.
Sounds like the U.S. are having some problems here with their logistics.
Fucking Christ.
Would you say that guy's mad? Hyper's a little mad.
I wonder if the U.S. are going to try to build sandbags all the way around the side of this thing. That's, I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I don't know if they're going to have the supplies for that.
Yes.
Do real Humvees have seatbelts? I'd assume they do. But...
Fucking, I don't know, but probably no one wears them.
3 outhouses, they might have to use those while they wait.
So I want an MRAP. Can't flip an MRAP.
How would I defend this place? So you got these woods on the west, and I would definitely push out and try to get some defenses out here, if not some scouts. Because if they get up on these woods, they can get right up on top of you before you know they're there. Or even if you do spot them, it's not too hard to move tree to tree and get right up on the defenses here. Especially if you don't have any elevated positions, help rain down any grenades. 203 rounds down here. I don't think the U.S. can get up on these roofs at all.
Matter says that they're together now.
As far as distance machine gun cover, the MTLBs aren't going to come up through the woods. But they're probably not going to come over that overpass. Oof. This is a tough spot to defend. I really don't know how I would do this. You got shitty cover just to your west. Got this like semi-open field and then that's perfect distance out there for an MTLB to like park himself in this tree line and get good cover fire right over your heads. So you can get vehicles down here firing in, suppressing everything. I really feel...
I am a qualified vehicle instructor. I think it's time you go back to vehicle training.
I guess you could put machine guns over here firing down into that and they'd be okay. We'll see. Yeah, Diego, I actually am in California. I'm in the Berkeley area, so I'm breathing in all this smoke. It's funny, I saw so many people today running around with like the 3M face masks on in Berkeley. It's like, I mean, it's smoky, but it's not that bad. But the amount of gas masks I had, it felt like a news shot from China.
Not GMO.
What's going on,
Liberally
Parliament?
sourced from a local farm.
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the vid.
Kill. You're not familiar
We're
with
just
beef
prepping
kale?
here for round 2 of
Imagine
Metal
how
Monsters.
bad these would stink if it was beef and kale in the sandbags.
US are on defense. Russian are digging them out. 5 MTLBs versus an entrenched position and a semi-mobile US force, but mostly static.
I can't see.
See how they put that crow's Humvee to use.
I'm gonna run a platform on this.
As Pony was telling me earlier, he's he basically told his Crow's driver to play not Steel Division. What's the other tank game? Why can't I think of it?
All you fat asses in this truck is lowering it down.
War Thunder. He basically told his guy to play War Thunder with the Humvee, and he did a great job with it. No, Diego, not protests, wildfires. Right now, I think Northern California, just north of the Bay Area, has something like 22 fires burning at the same time. They've burned not just rural areas. This blew my mind. I was like at work today, and we're smelling all the smoke, and it's kind of hazy and everything. And I get an email from my cousin, and she lives up in the area that burned down. And she's like, "Yeah, we're doing fine, but my hospital burned down." The hospital I work at. I was like, wait, hospital? Your hospital burned down. Like, this isn't like a farm in the middle of fucking nowhere. These fires are no joke. So, yeah, everyone in the Bay Area can smell it for sure. They're sensing it. But yeah, it's some devastation up north.
I killed thousands while I was in the army.
I mean, if wildfires are getting to hospitals and things like that, that's no joke.
That's military service and it's sexy. It's good.
It would only been better had you drifted in
and you'd have to be an officer, so it's high up.
And then said, like a glove.
Yeah, we're still just waiting for the U.S. to get their acting gear here. Looks like they got.
I didn't realize they put all that shit in now.
And a NASA guy.
Oh, the U.S. haven't even gotten their team down to the
bunker facing it.
The Crows down here. Their AT team.
No, it's a thing. I think they're starting in November though.
Okay, I'm gonna call live.
Oh, there is a team down here. Okay.
They're not ready. I want to get a confirmation. Yo, solo.
As in, I'm gonna.
We're not doing brief. Like, what do you want us to do here?
All right, let's all mount up. Okay, and
yeah, Sonic. The last I heard, there was like 16 killed and hundreds missing. But I mean, hundreds missing, pretty easy to, communications are going to be very poor. I've heard it took out something like, I want to say it was multiple dozen cell phone towers. So like, good luck communicating when you're in those zones. So yeah, going missing or out of contact would be pretty easy. So my guess is most of those people are just fine. But yeah, pretty intense fires all over. Yeah, if you go to I just Google California wildfire map and it'll show you a up-to-date map of where all the fires are. It's pretty intense. And it's like 50-60 mile per hour winds that spurred them all. So it was there we go. Live call 131. So live in 1 minute.
Minute and 20.
About damn time. Sneaky is tired.
So
he needs to go to bed.
So the perfect position for the lats when you guys get there is a position where you guys.
I will personally come over to kick your ass, okay?
If you can hear Best Pony calling it out over there.
Alright, do you want the letter?
You can tell it's loud where he is. All those engines are on because he's yelling over the microphone.
Yeah, Bravo 12 is the first station. Yeah. And we want to go all the way. We want to go all the way to the B column. We don't want to.
I don't know if you had hurricanes and wildfire, then you'd have a fire hurricane, right? With sharks in it.
Get your gun out.
It's like a horrible D-list movie right there.
Engine turn on.
Alright, where is this Humvee? There it is. This is our possible action in the beginning. We're gonna follow this thing and see if he heads west or east. Live in 15 seconds.
So do we get to call you Sleeper?
I think Sniper is actually a good name right
Yes,
now.
Kishan, this is live. I think we have, what, a 10-second delay?
We're live.
Here goes that Humvee.
Live.
And does he turn left or right? He turns right! So he's heading west! We might have contact early.
Watch these niches, guys.
You can see those blue dots in the distance. That is the Russian team.
Alright, copy. Command, you want us to move Logi and the transport a little? So
He is heading straight to the side of the map, so we will probably have contact here.
Northeast side of the compound then. I might start using them as more fortifications in a sec.
Oh,
just move them out the way for now.
Alright, dismount. Alright, Sneaky.
Unloading his guys, so yeah, he's probably gonna see them?
Good eyes, let me know.
Oh, there's a little tower there? Wow, I've never seen this little tower before.
At all.
I feel like that's really not somewhere you want to be if there's MTLBs around. Because, I mean, that's made of freaking... Not even 2x4s, those are like 1x8s. Wait, he's a medic with a lat? Someone's hacking. Shenanigans going on right here. Yeah, he just spawned in with the medic kit and then switched to the lat, but... He also has like 16 mags on his front belt. Yeah. I guess that's 6. And he's carrying a saw? What the fuck? No. Oh, crows in the back. Scouting it out. Who is this out here? Server 404. Who is that? Bellator and Sneaky Sniper in the gun. See if they spot this whole continent. No, there's no way.
One thing to note when you're up
Too far. We can't even see him with our supervision.
Ladder. If you hop off, you're gonna get kicked for parkouring.
Yeah. Alright, good.
Luckily for these guys, they didn't go any further west.
Provide cover from any kind of fire at all.
It all depends, but if it looks like you're under fire and you run and jump, or you run and you could get kicked for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome Kashan. This is Operation. What are we calling this? Metal Monsters. New one for this month. Round 2. Lots of heavy armor assets versus an entrenched position. Looks like the U.S. got their first convoy down and they're coming back right now, about halfway home. Let's go critique their base building skills. See who can play Minecraft well.
You know, the devs are watching you. You know. Not devs.
Fly faster. Nope, not that one. That one. I swear it doesn't do anything after 6,000. Yeah, shift boosts it by like 2,000, but it just doesn't do anything.
I haven't heard.
All right, U.S. are building these little pillboxes out here. Guess those are cool. All right, Diego, have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Staying vigilant. Even got that lean going on. Got good, yeah. This guy has good view of that overpass. Unfortunately, that overpass, it's going to be real obvious. Because those MTLBs do have optics, so they're going to come up to this. Geez, this thing feels really far away.
Alright, now let's proceed.
Okay, this is a little bit further away than we thought. But still, you come up here with optics, you're gonna see that. That's gonna be like, oh shit, there's a 50 cal. That's where their base is.
Where we're gonna end up. Hotel 13, south side of the airfield.
Looks like the U.S. have a scout on their back line at Juliet 1.
Alright.
Moving.
Can't we see them? There they are. Yep. Scouting out those woods, just like I was talking about earlier, because that is a huge blind spot for that entire U.S. base.
It's gonna be really nice.
It's looking amazing. On the map, looks amazing.
This right here is the single best argument for more armor, I think.
There's that U.S. convoy heading back. They might, if the Russians punch it, they might meet at the same time. Do you think these ops will stay? Matthias is asking. I mean, if it ends up being a good op, there's no reason we wouldn't throw it into regular rotation. We do have a large number of ops, and really, none of them are bad. There's definitely some that are better than others, in my opinion. But I mean, they're all good. U.S. main. This is where they might just meet in the middle. Go check out that Russian convoy, armored column.
That's also true. Yeah, plenty of spacing on that smoker. We don't want to be near him. He's going to be the first one shot at. Wait, what about the smoke?
Yeah, all 5 rushing across. Ha, Russian. Ha. They're Russians rushing across the field.
It looks like it used to be a
The Logi truck, or the transport truck in the back. Crows is still posted out west of storage site. So we'll see where the Russians decide to post up to wait for the Logi here, the American convoy. It does have both Humvees with it, 2 out of 3 Humvees. Unfortunately, if the Russians don't get really in on top of them, I guess they could post up somewhere on this hill. And there's no way the Americans could get back out. They might be able to get into the point, but they could never leave that tree line without getting picked apart, especially going uphill. Looks like the Russians are staging now.
Alright, we're regrouped.
Alright, continue to push.
Best Pony's doing a good job wrangling his guys, getting everyone moving forward. U.S. are getting bogged down on that hill, the Coyote Ridge Hill.
You want to prioritize the Logis, right, man?
Well, there's an interesting call. If he makes it, prioritize the Logis or the Humvees.
I took over for Bird Person.
Bird Person is leaving. Someone else is going to be taking over.
Pushing these guys in. Ooh, yeah, it's going to be clash at U.S. main, which might run into a technical snafu here with the spawn protection. You can't fire into that. Hopefully Pony realizes that. He's not going to charge straight in there. Either go around north of it or south of it. Rose is still posting up. I'm sure the U.S. are digging up a storm. Although with, what, 3 full squads digging, you can burn that 2,000 points in a hurry. Well, what, they've had, what, 3,000 points, right? Because they started with 1 dump, and they've gotten 2. Alright, the Russians are definitely going to be in position before the Americans get back. So now it's a question of whether or not the Americans, whether the spider sense tingles. Here they come.
Alright, go direct north here, right this line.
That convoy.
Right.
Oh. And we just heard it. Russians flipped one of their MTLBs.
this one.
Yeah, welcome, Luke. You're not that late. Well, okay, you're a little bit late. This is start of round 2.
It's toast. Don't bother with it. It's toast. Line up the other end. Now, stop. Stop.
Here they sensed the convoy.
Is that allowed?
No, it's not allowed. It's flipped. It's done.
I thought if you, because in the past, as long as you
So they're about to have contact here. I don't think the Americans have seen it, but the Russians definitely know that the convoy's coming in right now. Squad 4 is in real close. The Americans probably see that truck and are like, what the fuck? That's not supposed to be there.
They're in main. They're in main right now. Why are they loading into the southern MTLB? We're moving to engage.
Where are the rest of their MTLBs? Oh, they're up on the hill. Up high.
Book it east. MTLB, book it east.
Oh, they're gonna go right up the hill.
Yep, eyes on them. They're in main. They're in main. They're about to move west.
Get ready to engage. They're moving west. They're moving west.
Yeah, the US didn't see them.
Are they down the hill? They're moving west. They're moving west. They're in main, moving west. Europe or
Oh, yes, now they're gonna find this flipped MTLB and be like, what the fuck? They're probably real confused. Oh wow, that ambush could have gone so well, and it's so not. Alright, we got some engagement here. That Humvee's on fire. Logi's taking one Logi down. Second Logi taking fire. Second Logi is on fire. Taking more hits. Second Humvee down. Second Logi down. All right, both Logis are down. One of the Humvees is on fire. All right, and we're back. Sorry about that little hiccup there. So we didn't miss too much. Right now we just lost both Logis there for the U.S. team and one of their Humvees. The second Humvee took some fire. They lost a few more infantry down here. But all in all, that ambush went fairly well for the Russians. They lost one MTLB due to technical errors there, and you might have seen it on stream there. They flipped the MTLB and then managed to flip it back over. But I believe what happened was it was the event admins made the call that MTLB was flipped, and I don't allow flipping them back over and getting them. It's too gamey, I guess. Even though it's a little bit lame to lose it to an error of flipping over in the map. Like, that wouldn't happen realistically. But so that was what the call there happened. That's why they abandoned that MTLB and just let it blow. I'm sure the Americans were very surprised when they found an MTLB that was just empty with its ass pointed to them. But that's what happened there. So overall, US lost 6, Russians lost 3 in that. We've got one Humvee to the south down here. Is this the Crows? Kind of hunting around, seeing if he can... Yep, this is the Crows down here. Seeing if he can wolf out the wounded sheep. Oh, they're seeing the final the last open top up here. Calling him out on the road.
It's an open top, 298. It's right there at the crossroads, 1067. Or no, a little closer than the crossroads. It's fucking off to the west now. They know we're coming.
They're gonna try to hunt that thing down. Who are these guys? Are these the LAT crew from that Crows? Yes, they are. One LAT.
It was using the ditch. The ditch in
Oof. They'd known. They might have been able to take out that transport.
And wait, did we have 2 Humvees confirmed destroyed, or did we just have a Humvee in both lobbies? Copies. That one's, yeah, gotta be the last
And they think they killed 2 Humvees, but they only got 1. So this Humvee is getting kind of surrounded here. Not sure who's making this call over here, but these guys are. Oh, you just saw it. Saw it drive through the forest. It's to your south, behind you. What? No, I'm gonna look at this tree over here.
Is that the Humvee?
I guess you can kind of see a little lane here.
Gotta be.
Where is it? Where is it? We're being gated south.
Crows
South of airfield,
exchanging
south of airfield.
fire. Yeah, see, this is where the crows just can't live.
Copy, we're moving to it now.
Alright, that's the crows on fire. It's pulling back over the hilltop. It's on flames. That means there's 2 Humvees left, not 1.
What the hell else did we blow up?
I don't know, but we did not blow up every. Yeah.
Whew! Gets out with the skin of his teeth there.
2 Humvees left. One of them's the crows. The crows is on
The
fire.
crows did so well in that first round because it had such great positioning. It wasn't caught out in these open fields here. It's still taking fire. Takes another ding off the tailpipe. They're jumping out of that thing.
The open top's being lit up right now.
Oh, and they found the other one. Whoa, they got 2 MTLBs coming in on this crows.
The open top now also on fire, running away at maximum speed to the north.
You should either get in that or get the hell out of it. They're bailing.
The Humvee is abandoned. Just blow it up in place and leave it. I have no interest in lugging that thing along. Just fucking blow it up in place.
Crew of this thing gets caught out. Wow, I thought this guy was down.
I have a feeling it's a trap to throw you and get you glad. It's just, yeah, just blow that thing.
Yeah, eyes on contact on the hill by the Humvee. Eyes on contact on the hill. 3 times, 4 times contact. The lats are out there. Lats are out. Careful.
Copy, yeah, don't get to that Humvee. Just
Come on,
fucking get
there
out
we
there.
go.
Blow it up.
Why don't they kill the crows? Blow it up. Might as well.
Breaking comms, Squad 3, be advised, they are in that little, corner building, the airfield.
Did they not see the Humvee?
Copy, let's leave them there.
Oof, this is a bold move right here. Sees one, takes him out.
Is there any reason why that's blown up, by the way, 1? Because you got an MTLB right on it.
Say again?
Or not 1, 3, why is... Oh my god, you're actually taking it.
Oh,
Alright,
wait.
you know what?
You bet your fucking sweet ass.
Is this... Wow, okay, the Russians just stole the crows. That's a first. Yeah. Wow. That's, as Pony just said, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's,
I'm gonna laugh when that thing gets TK'd, because someone spins on it, thinks it's a Humvee, so they're like, oh shit, it's American.
probably can't hear himself talk unless he fucking screams over the,
Oof, wow.
I hear a vehicle.
Meanwhile, the U.S. have taken the airfield.
Captured, crows, so...
Yep.
Yeah, let your team know that you got a captured crows.
Alright, we have total vehicular superiority right now. All they have left is an open top with like 2 HP. So all we have to do is find their fob, get into position, and crush it. Stamp it out like a...
Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3 infantry that are going to be left in the dust here and have to run about 3 kilometers up to the action once the Russians decide to mobilize here.
Hey, Pony, do you want to kind of reform these
Let's go see how the Americans are faring up here.
Honestly, that's fine at the moment. The spreading out's good. It's allowing us to kind of Exped, if you can go secure our flank over there and kind of get overwatch on that farm, if
That's what I'm
possible,
doing.
would be. Thank you. That's gonna be perfect. Because once we clear Crossroads, I'm pretty sure based on the way that Logi crew was coming in, they're either at the farm or they're at the fucking gas station.
Humvee runs over people to get in position here.
East, which would only make sense if they were coming from the east side of the map. You know, you're not gonna run into your own resupply from the fucking east side if you're coming from Crossroads or from the farm.
So yeah, that's all the supply they're gonna get. I don't think they get any more sandbags here.
Exactly.
They're not gonna be there. They're not gonna do that. They came in from the west.
They got
probably either a gas station or
one. This isn't even a heavy machine gun. They got a machine gun outside the bunker, I guess to keep it low.
Alright, where do you want the
Pretty good firing lines here.
I'd say like where it is right now, where it's kind of at the back of everything, is good for now. Just once we verify that they're not
No cover at all to the east.
I want the whole formation, mount everyone back up, and move us down to like where Exped is, kind of where Coyote Ridge takes place, right? Juliet 9.
And it sounds like the Russians kind of have sniffed out that it's happening in Kilo 2.
Although actually, it might be better to do that mounted because I think we had some contact, potentially infantry contact spotted.
So the only reason that it was physically possible for the Russians to steal that is because we spawned in that crows at that position, the same way we spawned in the extra MTLBs. And if you spawn in a vehicle, it's still definitely alpha phase, right? If you spawn in a vehicle, it is designated a neutral vehicle that anyone can take and command and use. So, and the same side of that, everyone can see it on the map when no one's in it, when it's neutral. As soon as someone gets in it, it's no longer neutral. But so that's the only reason that was technically possible. I didn't know that we would allow it as to our rules, but apparently they're gonna let it fly.
Copy.
And it was a pretty hilarious little twist there.
We're gonna move to the edge of the map and ride up the border.
Copy.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and make call that they are not here. There's fucking literally nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and they're not here. We wanna form up and then push to the we'll say first waypoint's gonna be November 10th.
So yeah, now Pony is going to roll to the edge of the map. And if he continues, we'll totally hit the American base in the side where none of its machine guns are pointing.
Yeah, everybody mounted if possible. So if they
And all of its sandbags are on the wrong side. And they have complete armor superiority at this point.
Did you see anything or no?
Negative. Didn't see anything.
So this is probably going to be something of a slaughter.
Just saying.
Well, we'll see. Maybe the US will get lucky on lats, or
glass cannon.
We've already lost 2 vehicles total, both ops. 3 vehicles, excuse me, to poor driving or rocks in the road.
Charges are something else. Like this is a very different way to play compared to normally when you only have like 1 or 2 Vics.
This Nestor gas station. $1.40. That's cheap. For 95, that's race fuel too. Holy shit. Good gas station.
Hey, who's got the NB in I-7 next to 1?
I-7?
He's moving.
Oh, Humvee guys, do you have sandbags or no?
Yes. Where do you want them?
Can you put one over here?
US at least have a squad out in these.
Like lengthwise right there.
Welcome to the command net. So far, let me
There's a
brief
nice
you on
ditch
the current
here.
situation in case Jack didn't get a chance to.
Spread out a little bit.
Where's that
Good
other
first line down south, which is where, they are rightfully guessing that the Russians are coming from.
Juliet, hey, MTLB and Juliet 8, move south.
Copy. Alright, so the current plan is we're going to get everyone convoyed to November 10. From November 10, We are moving. Actually, we'll just convoy it to fucking the crossroads at November 8, and then from November 8, we're gonna move.
Yeah, the U.S. are doing
Mike 5. We're gonna dismount at Mike 5, and then
doing good with what they have. Fortunately, they've lost a lot of their resources, but
Lima 9, they're calling it.
Are they holding or are they mobile?
yeah, overwhelming suppressing fire. That's a good good phrase for it. Oh, they got a little fire base up here. Missed this one originally. These wooden forts. They're cute, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be caught up there. Not only are you silhouetting, actually, I guess if you got trees behind you, it's not too bad. But as soon as you take fire, they're gonna keep shooting until you're dead, or you jump out of there and break your ankle.
Squad leader timed out. Am I continuing as squad leader, or should I just what?
Oh, give it to the fire team leader. Whoever Alpha fire team lead is. Oh, they're both dead. This race is a good point.
Technically, you should.
Yeah, give it to fire team lead. Event admin, can we get a call on this? What the fuck do I do with that?
Best Pony dealing with some technical issues here.
Squad leader died. Both team leaders are dead.
It's fine. Just got it. You're fine. It was the game that did, so
we'll
just
go
go
with
with it.
You're the squad lead now. Yeah. Just don't give it to anyone else after you die.
We're moving.
Not much. Hang on.
All right, Russians finally organized and back to moving
Left
here.
Park, 215.
Moving east,
Red Park,
then pushing
280.
north, and
I can basically
steamrolling
see
what's
down
left
the
of the
road
U.S.
in like 30 degrees in either direction.
West?
Yeah. Straight west is almost my extreme right.
Couple random scouts out here, commuting with nature. Bam Bam. He's pretty lethal. Definitely seen him in a couple ops.
We ever kill that Humvee that fucked off to the west?
Copy. Yeah, that Humvee.
Joseph Little, Immune Styles, J Mud, and Damien holding the southern line here.
By one of one's MTLBs, so.
Copy. Well, it won't last too long then, and this one.
If it gets touched, it dies basically. So.
Yeah, Arcus is gonna die if it gets hit, but I think we'll be able to use it.
Exactly. You jerk that thing back like 200 meters and just snipe with it, honestly.
I mean, that's what it's good for.
We're headed to Mike 5. Repeat, Mike 5. Probably gonna want to turn off road here at the farm. I can't believe that logistics convoy's just gone. That's a huge boon for us. Because we get to play with all this time, find them, and just carefully execute our assault.
Oh, here we go. Russians are charging in here in the Mike column.
Plus a transfer truck.
Yeah. Actually, after we get to Mike 5, we're ditching the transport. We're gonna leave the transport truck behind once we get to Mike 5. Just
All right, so it sounds like they're gonna go to Mike 5.
All right, let's go ahead and
Which is right here. Getting all the infantry out. Both of the lodges for the Americans got destroyed in that ambush that unfortunately we crashed for, so we missed most of it. And the Russians only have a transport truck. In addition to their 3 MTLBs, 4 MTLBs, and stolen Crow's Humvee. Still can't believe that happened. Still can't believe that happened. Whoever those guys are probably still alive. Let's see what happened. Where are the American stragglers? Here they are.
50 meters apart.
Running.
And then I want one on the left side of the formation
desperately.
and 2 on the right, and we're just gonna push straight towards
Walking simulator. Oh, it's a full 5-man. Wow.
Ignoring all other terrain and whatnot, we're just gonna walk towards it on line formation, and the vehicles will gun down any Americans we run into.
Riot Expert, Thurman Merman, Family Phantom, Sneaky Sniper, and Bellator. All hoofing it home.
Yeah,
we also left some infantry, right?
Yeah, but they're at airfield, so like they can try.
They can't really.
They can fucking try. You know what?
I
If
reckon
they
counted
flank
on
us,
Pony.
more power to them.
Ballsy move.
Yeah, server error. Whoops. Was that you in there? Look at this line they've got going. MTLBs mixed in,
Spread out
infantry
and get
mixed.
At least 25.
Where's that crows?
Between each other. We're walking
In the
to
back.
north on line.
Not so mixed anymore. All right. US are gonna know what's up real soon. It's gonna be a little pile of shit in this guy's pants.
Also, they're straying a little bit left.
Getting his lat out.
Course correct right. They gotta stray a little more right. 'Cause they are,
As I remember correctly, all of these MTLBs
What do you see, Silas?
are in good shape.
Definitely enemies there.
Alright, let's get him.
All right.
Have that crow ship up. Have the crows go north and hit him from the north, like, they're direct.
The MTLBs engaging from extreme distance. None of their machine guns are effective. None of the US machine guns are pointing the right way. There goes the American transport. Not that it was being used.
Can you hit any of them? Joker?
I got nothing. I can't hit him from here.
Copy. We're gonna have to let them cross the road then. Stay like that. Over here in a sec.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till they cross.
Yeah.
Here we go. MTLB's rushing past that southern line of defense here. See if any lats come out. They're stopping right in a kill zone if these are lats. That looks like a lat. We got a lat on either side that could be lighting these guys up. Oof. This guy, point blank. This is when directional damage would be so nice. If this guy could put one up the tailpipe of that thing and disable it from point blank.
Infantry distance.
These guys are being real patient. Because I know the guy, both Americans closest to this Humvee in the center of the screen here are both lats. Here comes that crows. Insult to injury here.
So yeah, just head north probably about 100 meters and then get yourself facing west. 4, turn west. And then 1 over there.
Americans are just hiding behind their cover here.
Shooting at the pillbox.
A couple guys getting picked off.
Okay, you still in that bush? I'm scared of getting flanked. Yeah, I'm still in the bush.
Anybody see west? Can anyone see west?
We have another squad northwest.
Okay, copy.
4 Americans, and then we go in and
Oh, pony.
afterwards with our shovels. Oh my god, this is disgusting.
Oh. This is why you shouldn't always just wait. Walks right past him. Woof! Woof!
Copy. Alright, yeah, 4 and 1, we're gonna sit tight.
That guy just got lucky. Look at that. Look at that. Now, if you fire that thing, make sure you get away from the tree so it doesn't clip into the tree and spoil your shot.
Do you want my GL to mark them anywhere?
Negative. Well, actually, can you GL see people and can Remick mark them for the fucking
If these guys wait too long, they're gonna miss their shots. They're not gonna have an opportunity. Wow. Meanwhile,
he can go for it. Our presence isn't exactly a secret.
Where do you want to sink small arms?
You're forward. You're clear to fire. Just we're gonna let 2 get in position, then we're gonna push. We're ready to next go.
Sneak up to mark, see if we can mark anyone.
Copy, yeah, as long as he's got buddy with him, he's fine.
We're gonna use a tree line to the north here and move in from the northeast.
They're moving all the way around behind the American base.
Alright, 1-4, command advance. 2, you can use the tree line. MTLBs, whenever you want to, like, settle this, if you want to just round to get them from different angles, that'll probably be good too. They're definitely still there, though, where you're
I guess these guys are waiting for the final push here. That 5-man element, like, still a mile out on the south. One lat comes out, that's short. Second lat comes out, it's long.
Oh god, oh god. I've never seen so
Almost
much
kills
blood.
an infantry. In third one, hit. That's a good hit. One machine gun. Gets a couple good hits on one of them. That was extremely high. There's a good hit. Bam Bam needs a little bit more practice with that thing.
We lost one MLB side.
Russians lose one MTLB.
Direct east across the road.
Scene, I'm engaging.
Bam Bam goes down. This one goes down. So that's 2 down. So we got 3 in the west. That 5-man element is going as fast as they can coming up behind. But it's 50 cal doing good damage here. Satan on this 50 cal.
Shots from north.
Oh, gets taken out. Good damage though. So that was command for US right there.
Oh, lizard died. We lost Ghosty.
Copy.
Yeah, hit that tree definitely. Flank.
3, the vehicles east. Don't go west. Do not go west. Go east. If you go west, it's where their guns are facing. Come east.
Pony is yelling at his dudes, telling those vehicles to come back because their machine guns are rightly pointed at where these vehicles are now. I think they have fire superiority, so it won't matter, but it's a good call by Pony.
Yes, I'm relaying the orders now.
Alright. 3, can you get those orders relayed as well, or are you dead? 3.
Oh, these command comms are hilarious. Is this another lat down here? Nope. He can't do anything. These guys are not following orders here. They're about to come in the range of that 50 cal here. Couple shots and this Humvee will pop.
No, get the fuck in the building.
Oh, he's under.
Nope, I'm up
under the arc.
Oh, now he's more. No, he's dead.
That Russian squad in the north.
So, Pony, do you want one
RPG's coming in.
now, or do you keep moving?
Yeah, one hold here and keep firing. 2 is going to advance from up there. The vehicles are up there.
Whole squad southwest.
Expert squad moving in.
Oh yeah, hold.
Alright, they're
Command.
move the vehicles east,
Command.
and then north. Repeat, move your vehicles east, and then north to squad 2. Yeah, what is it, 2?
Cole, command. This is 2.
Yeah.
They built a super fob bunker in Kilo 282.
Copy, Kilo 282. Alright, let's get the vehicles up to your location, and the vehicles will destroy it.
Expert calling out a super fob bunker. I would call it more of a children's fort. With a machine gun pointing the wrong way here. But you know, it's all about your perspective, right?
Silver, how are you doing up there?
Well, I came up to give these guys a message, and there's a lot of guys northeast now.
I've got two options. I can either keep going north.
U.S. are gonna try to hold out in this gas station here.
Yeah, I think I've got freezers coming in the woods west of the gas station.
I can see that bunker. They're up there. Oh my god, just get the vehicles up, wipe them out.
Oh, here comes the squad close in. Watch the Russians take over the fucking U.S. 50 cal here. They're stealing all their assets. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, is it?
In the bunker. Good call. Getting his 203 out. Takes one in the arm. Oh, that was a lat. And he's down. Drew Meister and Pony. Can't see the other one in the 50 there.
Alright, X-Bit, how's it going up there? The vehicles, there yet?
We've got small arms software coming out to us.
Alright, now it's coming down to room clearing here. Music, this is round 2. This is the close of round 2 here. This is probably the first fight anyone has ever had up at this gas station. That 5-man squad finally showed up. Late, but not forgotten. Okay, they were totally forgotten. Everyone forgot about them. Let's see if they can make an impact here. Looks like they lost 2. They got those guns turned on them, the heavy guns. Oh! Excellent grenade. 203 flying in. I believe that was Jay Remick with that shot. Kills 1, wounds 3.
Pony, we're caught in the open field. We're smoking. We're gonna fall back to the gas station.
Copy that.
These poor Russians are caught in this open field. That's Fulcrum. You can hear the panic in his voice. Ah! We're stuck in the field! Ah! The Americans are doing a pretty good job holding out here, honestly. I mean, they still have a bunch of vehicles to contend with.
Goddamn vehicles up to 2's location.
So that, what do they have? 2 MTLBs and a Humvee and a Crows, stolen Crows.
Merrick, how are you?
Alive.
North to squad 5.
The Americans have a good holdout in this super fob in the northwest. Couple still in the gas station proper. Hear the local chat here. Woo!
I'm the last man alive down here. You got a problem to the south.
I don't even know what the inside of these buildings look like. Here's where you just wall bang through this thing. I don't even know if that would work. Nope, it's 2 walls.
I think like 300 maybe. 301.
I have infantry advancing on my position.
Do you have any lats left?
So kill them. If they're advancing on your position, take them out. 1 good grenade. 4 guys right there. Spacing. Spacing, spacing, spacing. There's no reason to be that close to each other in this field. Here we go. Fulcrum's moment of truth. He'll probably take 1, maybe 2. It's so hard in this. Is that a grenade that just went out? Yep, and the grenade's good. Good sense. Get a grenade behind that thing. Who was that? Sneaky sniper. All right, the Americans actually have a little bit of momentum here, I feel like. The Russians are kind of stalled. I don't hear any more command chat coming from Pony.
In the building next to me, right behind me.
Okay.
I can hear him. He's in the room adjacent to me.
Which probably means he's down. But at this point,
to me. Oh my god, they're not safe.
They're like, wow, let's go this way. That's so much better. Dude takes a bullet in the chin. Ooh, heard that one hit.
You guys are coming in the south side.
As soon as command goes down, it's just quiet. This has got to be a. These are the gas station numbers here, on the side of this building. Some interesting mapping choices there for textures. All right, and up north. Oof. How is this guy still alive? He's on the doorstep of this MTLB. Who is this? Faux Fire. Up against Tactical Turtleneck and a Metal Monster. Two Metal Monsters. And yeah, wow. You either need to freeze or kill everybody. Gets one. They find him. Gets dropped. Not a bad job considering his position. Talk about in a den of wolves there. That would be hilarious if this MTLB drove in front of this 50 cal, but that's not gonna happen. I would get out of that thing and look in the direction that you hear the fire coming from. Lat comes out from somewhere. Wait, what?
Merrick, it's coming, B.
The crows! The crows drives around onto the overpass 2 miles away and is being fired upon from the one guy in the 50 cal. Fucking classic. That is a tough shot. Gets murdered. The Russians are just getting picked apart now. I mean, they're still going to have all the armor, but they're just going to be driving circles around this thing. That's smoke? That's a smoke. Probably not exactly where you wanted to throw that. Takes one on the side, wounding, bandaging. Guy hears the bandage, smells the blood. Gets a grenade. Overthrows the grenade. Oh, he underthrows it. Good choice, good choice. Oh, it's in the kids' fort! Too bad. Ooh, that smoke. Get him! Get him! There, woo. Lucky spray. You control that fire a little bit better there, buddy. So we still got the crows a mile away. We still got one MTLB there. Second one here, there it is in the woods. 2 MTLBs and a crows, and then is that it? The infantry in the gas station were taken out. Wow. Infantry in the north taken out. It's vehicles versus embedded infantry. Wow. So the vehicles are going to lose this one. Because they have no way of digging them out. And the kills are dead even at 29 to 29. But of course the US, unless they're stupid, they have a defensive position here. They should win this. Now it's like a siege. Basically, the U.S. wait until the Russians get bored. So we're going to see if we can get the Russian command in here. Give us some insights into what he felt was happening there. Here we go. Lone Russian storming the gas station. He's got some support. He's got some support. Let's see what he can get done. So, Pony, what happened there?
Unfortunately, I think we need to stress harder in vehicle SOT that vehicles are supposed to support the infantry. Our vehicles were about 50 to 100 meters behind the infantry they were supposed to be helping out, which meant that, well, the infantry died, as happens when they don't have vehicle support. And the vehicles were left with no infantry to support, which is what we're seeing now. This is the, yeah. That's kind of the inevitable result there.
Whoa, that was hilarious little, Wow, those fail grenades.
Was unfortunate. If we could get one of these vehicles to drive around to the south side of this gas station, the whole U.S. team dies. But, so far I've not been so lucky.
Good job pivoting around and staying out of the fire, out of the, field of fire.
This is true, but if you were to drive a vehicle out there, then they'd have to literally lie down on the ground or else get shot.
That's true.
I feel as though that would be...
You still have the crows out there.
Up, and FX-1000 strikes again.
So yeah, that 5-man fire team, the 5-man, well, you didn't know it was a 5-man team, but the remains of the airfield main U.S. Fight was a 5-man element. And they ran all the way across the map, and that was who Fulcrum was screaming his head off about. They came in and did some good work after their marathon.
Did you guys kill that guy at the door?
Looks like the Crow's Humvee's finally returning to the scene of the battle.
He did okay. He went out there on the bridge and duked it out with a couple of their 50 cals, did some good damage. That smoke just went through the roof. Oh, it's on the roof. Oh, interesting. Little lazy mapping there.
Oh no, no one's in the vehicle. This is and they can tell because that was a spawned vehicle.
Yeah, I think that was the first. I do love that you stole their crows. I was very questioning why you weren't blowing it up or why that team wasn't blowing it up, but it all made sense. So what do these guys have? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7. That guy's dead. 7 guys left.
Yeah. Oh, and here's let the massacre begin.
He's gonna keep their heads down. That's for damn sure. Another fail grenade. Did he get it in the door?
I cannot see that door anymore.
Apparently the U.S. doesn't realize that their Humvee was stolen.
Alright, I can see that.
Picks up one.
Silent Death is next to go.
I'm pretty sure that Humvee could drive into the center of this courtyard and no one would be able to kill it.
There's no one left with a rocket launcher, so yes, there's it could go right in.
Although then the U.S. could go steal the MTLB. Wouldn't that be a great twist? There goes
looks
the
like
Humvee.
FX1000 is headed to do that right now, or at the very least to kill Poor Slinger, who I think does not has forgotten that the MTLB is visible on the map as unoccupied, something which will soon come back to haunt him.
I mean, the Russians are doing a decent job of realizing that they can't just sit in their vehicles for the whole game. They got to do something. But their room clearing is being a little hesitant here. I mean, it's scary, and you just got to commit and do it, basically. Oh, they're doing it! They're doing it! They're stealing the MTLB! Oh my god! And now
They can in fact steal both MTLBs because for some reason we left 2 unoccupied.
This is the best thing ever.
This is profoundly disappointing.
Oh my god! Oh, did that just happen?
That happened, yes. We left 2 MTLBs empty, and the US took them and blew up the Crow's Humvee with them.
MTLB killed a stolen Crow's Humvee. Fucking classic.
My god.
And now it's the Russians who are hiding inside the gas station. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3 inside. Oh. So when you take shots like that, it's usually a good idea to react in some way, either by hitting the ground or moving. Is that it?
That's the end.
That's the end. That's all of them. Wow, that was quite the game. So that was round 2 of what's this? Metal Monsters might be the craziest op I've ever participated in one way or the other. That was a good game for the US, who we pretty much wrote off after they lost all their vehicles, but turned around. Nice twist of fate at the end. Yeah, let's see if we can pull in the US command there. Let's get Satan in here. I must say, your execution in the beginning, their pony was great. That sweep around to the south. You didn't realize it, but it was basically exactly the perfect counter to what the Americans had set up. So nice foresight there. All right, so we got Satan as well. So, how about those stolen vehicles there?
I really love that. That was a really fun dynamic.
Yeah. So did people realize what was going on there? Like how public was it that was an option? Because I know we stressed it in the command briefs that, hey, these vehicles can be stolen, so don't let that shit happen. But was it just not stressed enough to the players, or what allowed all those vehicles to be stolen? Or both of them?
Well, I briefed all my guys during the platoon brief on the first round that if you jump out of the vehicle, then they will see it on the map, and they will be able to take that vehicle. So I told all my crews that they are not allowed to leave the vehicle. But the second round, things went a bit weird. We had a Crow Humvee that the crew thought was going to burn out. So they dismounted so that they would let it stop burning, switch off the engine. That's usually what you do with a Humvee. But then I think they completely forgot in their just being terrified at that moment. They just forgot that. And so everyone saw where the Humvee was, and they rushed that position, and then they took the Humvee.
Yeah, they did have a pair of MTLBs bearing down on them, so they were definitely outgunned there. But yeah, that was quite the twist there. The first to happen in a squad ops event, stolen vehicles, and it happens twice in the same round. All right. Well, other than that, let's go back to the first round if we can remember it there. Thoughts, Pony? What was your perspective on that one?
You can't beat 8,000 points of logistics, no matter how hard you try. or Sightless, who's probably the best vehicle commander I've ever seen. He plays a lot of War Thunder, and especially a lot of War Thunder tanks. So I stuck him in the Crow's Humvee and said, "Go play the biggest, baddest round of War Thunder of your life," and he did.
And it hurt. It hurt real bad. I was losing MTLBs left, right, and center, and it was just making me so upset. Because it's a big map. If you lose the vehicles, you're just kind of stuck out there in a terrible spot, having to push a hardened position, as Pony said, 8,000 points. With yeah, so it was tough. I knew for a fact when I went into that tree line on the west that we're all gonna die. I knew for a fact. So it was just kind of like a last-ditch effort to go out looking like heroes.
I mean, from our perspective up high, yeah, you did a great job with what you had, but yeah, that hardened position after they piecemealed your MTLBs up one by one, yeah, that was you just had a really tough nut to crack and not quite the right tools for it. But yeah, it sounded good. The command comms were chirping the whole time you were up, and yeah, nice work there. All right, would you anyone change anything round 2 besides the obvious? How was that position up there in Kilo 2? Did you like that, or was that?
There was a lot of logistical problems with that position. It's pretty open, but I just kind of liked the area, that it just seemed like an interesting place to try and defend. It was pretty difficult to defend with the lack of logistics I got, especially as our logistical convoy got ambushed at Maine. So we lost all our logistics trucks, 2 Humvees down there too. And a third, I think. No, we got that one back, but yeah, it was just difficult.
Yeah, it was a couple of rounds from death, right?
Yeah, and like I was just looking to find good emplacements where I could put a heavy gun and then build defenses around it, but they're all spread out and the defenses are pretty sparse. So you could see how difficult it was, and I was just trying to do my rounds and just hearing everyone speak. It was just like, yeah, we're all gonna die here pretty much. It was not a good position. And I knew for a fact when I was there on the east side, when I had that one heavy gunner next to me.
Oh, you almost got that.
Oh man, I knew that I couldn't run away, because as soon as I saw the MTLBs that close, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna die here. So I'm glad I was able to take down 3 with me.
Yeah, he hopped on the gun first and put out a few rounds, and the MTLB shot him, and then you waited a few minutes and hopped back on it. And I'm pretty sure that MTLB was a couple rounds from death before it finally turned and found you. But yeah, tough spot for sure.
Very hard.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Thoughts in general on the op? Anything we should change in the future on this one? More vehicles?
Not on this one, but I think every vehicle in every op should be stealable, but just without the mini map markers, which will fortunately be possible when you get mod support. But I like the dynamic of you either hold on to the vehicle or the enemy can get their hands on it and turn it against you, because it forces vehicle crews to behave more responsibly with the asset.
I kind of agree. I really like that. Like in Battlefield 2, all the Battlefields really, right? You could steal if they were, not responsible with their vehicle assets. You could definitely steal them, and it definitely adds, more responsibility on this. Plus, I love that. Apparently, the U.S. was very confused at the end there when they were like, "What? Why is a Humvee shooting at us?" Apparently, they didn't realize that it had been stolen earlier in the game. Whoever was left, we couldn't quite hear, but we heard Penn saying, "The U.S. is very confused. Why is Humvee shooting at us?" So yeah, I think that adds a great element. Hopefully, we can make that more of a thing. I'm sure once the SDK comes out, it's probably not that complicated.
Oh,
who knows?
I
probably know a little bit.
I've already figured out how to do it with. Yeah, it's definitely the day the SDK came out, or sorry, no, the day the mod support comes out, it can be implemented in every squad ops operation. If we decide that's where we want to go with that.
Hell yeah. I mean, hell, you can take over their machine guns. Why not their mounted machine guns?
Yeah, and the mortars. But I really like that aspect. Just there at the end, I was freaking out, just taking over the MTLVs and using it against the crows. It was just a funny switch of play there.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Pony brought up that Humvee. It would have been the same thing I would have done. But yeah, it was like a zombie army just coming to get us. Yeah, it was really funny. Hearing all the guys freak out, like, yeah, as you were saying, all the comms, just a Humvee bearing down on you, you're confused as hell.
All right. Well, unless we got anything else, I gotta get some dinner. But this will be Squad Ops signing off. Come check us out, squadops.gg. Register on the forums. Join us on Discord. Have a grand old time. Participate in the ops. You guys, any last words?
No. Nice work, Pony. That was fun 2 rounds.
Indeed, those were very fun.
All right. Thanks for everyone turning out. And thanks for you guys for commanding, giving us a good show, and of course thanks Penn for putting it on behind the scenes there. I'm Tedish, and we'll see you guys on Saturday for our next stop. What do we got coming up on Saturday? What's the name of it? Does anyone know offhand?
On Saturday it is
Rising Ghost.
Yeah, Rising Ghost. That was it.
Yep, Rising Ghosts.
Sounds very spooky. All right, we'll come check us out then, and we'll get you another.
More stealable vehicles on Saturday.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, everyone. Have a good night.